Hello, and you're listening to You Still Going On About That with Rob Israel and Joseph K. You can find us anywhere you can download podcasts. Like, comment, and subscribe. You could also follow us on our Instagram at YSGoat, Facebook at YSGoat, and at Twitter, YSGoat. Thank you. I'm Rob Israel.
I'm Joseph K.
And you still going on about?
That.
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
We're up to the sixth part of the Star Wars saga.
Yeah.
Leading up to Rise of the Skywalkers.
Right. Coming soon.
Skywalker. Rise of the Skywalker.
Yes. Yeah, I always get confused. I go back and forth between The Rise of the Skywalker and Rise of Skywalker. And in my head, I still haven't settled on the correct title.
We'll get to that when it comes out.
Yes.
We'll see what that's about. But first thing, before we get into Jedi, we have some important news.
Yeah.
Who is McClunky?
Right.
What is McClunky?
Yes.
McClunky.
Now, you've probably remember that. Most people, they may not have seen the movie, but they remember that opening scene in black and white when Orson Welles is on his deathbed, and he whispers McClunky in front of the snow globe.
And everybody was like, what is McClunky mean?
Right. Yes.
No, he's kidding. So, we haven't gotten it yet. By the time this episode airs, I'll probably have it. But Disney Plus premiered.
Yes.
And I haven't watched The Mandalorian yet. I'm avoiding spoilers. So I don't know anything about it.
Right. Yep.
Saw some clips. It looks good. But someone found, because on the premiere day there's a bunch of things you get right away. Then you get the original. I think you get all the Star Wars movies up to Episode 7.
Okay.
I think 8 is still on Netflix. So you get those 7, and someone found that in Episode 4, The New Hope, the original Star Wars, as it used to just be called, the infamous Han shot first scene, this is the 4th edit now of the Han shot. It's becoming a joke. It's like an ongoing joke of Han and Greedo. Yeah. It's like almost like a Seinfeld skit or something out of Rick
bizarre.
and Morty.
It is, yeah.
It's the Mandela effect of scenes in this movie. I don't know if this is considered the 4K edit. Okay. And supposedly the joke is that this was made before Disney even bought Star Wars. So they didn't even release this version yet. They're calling it George Lucas's Trap.
Oh, jeez.
Like his last laugh or something. Yeah. So in the new version of Star Wars, A New Hope, the infamous Greedo Han scene, right before... So Han's talking to Greedo. Yeah. And you have the subtitles of Greedo. And the original version was... Han just killed him.
Yeah, right. Han shot first. Han
shot first wasn't even a thing. It was just Han shot him because he was a badass. And he had a gun pointing at Greedo the whole time.
It told you so much about the character that he's clever. He's kind of ruthless. He's a badass.
He might turn on you too.
Yeah, he might turn on you.
You don't know.
A great opening introduction to that character.
Kind of a cold character. Yeah, and we're gonna get into Return of the Jedi. We could get into because Han is pretty funny in Return of the Jedi. We'll get into that in a little bit. So then Special Edition came out in 1997, and that's when the infamous the rage started. Han shot first, where Greedo, they do this weird scene now where, and it doesn't even look good. No. They do something weird to Han's head to jerk him. Yeah. Greedo shoots first, but it doesn't. The laser looks like it was just drawn in.
It doesn't look right at all. Effect, yeah.
And Greedo misses. Han kind of ducks, and then he shoots him. Right. So, and it makes no sense. Why would Greedo shoot him? He was just holding the gun. He was trying to, if anything, he was probably trying to hold him up and take him to Jabba.
Right. It makes none of it made sense.
No, it didn't make any sense, and it was this weak. They were like, well, we don't want Han to be this murderer. He's a badass, but he's not a murderer. Right. It's an unnecessary change. I don't think kids would in 1997 would be like, "Oh my God, Mom, what did that bad man do?"
Yeah, no one was thinking that.
So then the third version was like the weird peace treaty version. It was like the Israel-Palestine handshake during the Clinton years.
Yes, yeah.
Ended up mounting to nothing. It's Greedo and Han shoot at the same time.
Yeah. And the old, you got your peanut butter in my chocolate.
Yeah.
You got your chocolate.
And Greedo gets shot, Han doesn't. I don't know if he still ducks, but they shot at the same time. Now, the new version is the same thing, but now, right before Greedo is shot, he says, and now remember, he has a subtitle throughout the whole thing.
Explaining what he's saying.
But then, right as he's about to get shot, he goes, McClunky.
Yeah.
And
inexplicably.
And his mouth, like, moves, too. Like, his Greedo mouth. And he's like, McClunky. And then he gets shot and dies.
Right.
And it's like, what is McClunky? Not that it means that, but what is it? I mean, now we're going to have to wait for the fifth edit. Whatever the next... obviously, Disney's not just going to release a fifth edit.
Probably not.
There's going to have to be a special reason. Are they going to put it out in the theater again? Mm-hmm. Are they going to do it where you inject Star Wars into your pores in the future?
Right. Yeah.
What is it, and what will the next version be? Will McClunky now show up? Yeah. And he's like Greedo's like useless sidekick.
I was guessing it was like an expletive, like a curse
like
word.
Oh fuck and Rodian. I think he's a Rodian.
Yeah, he's a Rodian, and I thought that because you saw subtitles for everything else,
right? And you don't want to have him say "oh fuck" in a PG movie,
right? But like if it were an expletive, I feel like Star Wars would have done something closer to
like when they say "poodle."
Right, yes.
The farting camel. Maybe the McClunky's the farting dinosaur camel from episode 1.
Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like they would have had him say something that sounded more similar to, like, oh shit, or oh fuck, or something.
Porto.
Right.
So, which would make sense.
Yeah.
No, I mean, what did I get?
I don't know.
Now, somebody made a meme with Greedo, and it said Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, okay.
Instead of McClunky, Macaulay Culkin.
Nice.
Someone, though, found McClunky in another scene in the Star Wars movies. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
This is big information. In episode 1,
okay,
when young Anakin goes against his rival, Sebulba. We forgot to talk about Sebulba during the episode 1.
Okay.
So now is our chance to talk about how great of a character Sebulba was. Sebulba, I guess a lot of aliens on Tatooine speak Huttese.
Sure. And
they're saying that Greedo's speaking Huttese, actually, and Sebulba's speaking.
Okay.
And McClunky is a word. It's a Huttese word.
Okay.
It's so dumb that we're talking about this. But then again, we're talking about...
Yep.
This is a Star Wars episode.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. There's a lot of
Sebulba,
puppets
I guess, when he bumps into Anakin, and Anakin's like, Ichu Baba G Boo Boo.
Right.
Sebulba, and he's like, Baka Bika. But supposedly he calls him McClunky.
Oh.
Clunky. And it's like, whoa. So this isn't just some thing they threw in.
No.
This is a deep-rooted word.
Right.
This is Star Wars lore.
I would think that they probably hired a linguist or something, an ethnobiologist or something.
It's like, we're going to get to Return of Jedi, like, what was it? Nine Numbs?
Oh,
you heard about this? Like, when he speaks, supposedly it's like it is a mix of, like, Nepal? Or?
Nepalese or something.
Yeah, and like something else, and it's really funny when you think about it.
Yeah.
It's like, these dumbass Americans don't know what the hell he's saying. They don't think he's an alien.
Yeah. That is funny.
But McClunky, guys.
Right. Well, that's like a thing.
It's like a little bonus, and they said it's funny is like maybe McClunky, like Trump does things to like distract you from other things. Maybe Disney because I heard there was a lot of like it wasn't working. Some people said that it literally worked just for 1 hour on that opening day. I don't know what it's like now, but there's been some
Well, I haven't heard anything today, so I'm guessing that it's a lot smoother.
So maybe McClunky was there to distract people.
Right.
You know, it's like, hey, you know what? Don't worry about our service isn't working.
Yeah.
McClunky.
It's like a MacGuffin.
Yeah,
in that way.
McClunky.
Yeah,
a MacGuffin.
A McLaughlin.
A McLaughlin. Yeah. So, you know, and I think it's hysterical that, like, I don't know if there's any other changes made to the 4K versions of these movies.
I can't imagine that would be the only change.
It'd be like minor. There's always like coloring effects,
right?
And lights and
better explosions. Or
not only regardless, but I love though that that's like a big deal.
I do too,
and I do find it comical that this is the fourth edit of that scene,
of that one scene,
of this one scene when it's like, why don't you just go back to how it was?
There was nothing wrong with the original scene.
Right.
It was perfect the way it was.
Just go back to the way it was.
Right.
It's like, no. Listen, it's like, what do I do? I'm trying to... It's like they're like, I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to help you. You guys keep complaining. Well, sir, if you just go back to... No. All right, here you go, McClunky.
Yeah. It's so crazy. I mean, like, I read
you want Garrido holding a burrito in the next one? He's eating a taco?
Yeah.
You want him rolling pizza dough in the 6 edit?
Well, just imagine having so much money and so much time that you could try again and again to like create your perfect artistic vision, and then also imagine that it's spent on the Greedo Han Solo scene. You know, like
the next time Greedo's wearing like a Pablo Picasso shirt,
right? Well, yeah,
you're like, just go back to the original version.
What was that like? Artists like Van Gogh or Michael, one of them, they paint over their canvases.
They should
over
edit
and over again.
another character like in the ninth version, like. Another character should come in and shoot them. Shoot them both. Yeah, shoot them both. Miss on.
Right, yes, of course.
But don't even do a good job of it. Just have it like look like it's like cut, or use an action figure. Like someone just filmed an action figure come in.
That would be hilarious.
Like the original Snagglepuss figure or something. One that's like with the long legs, the mistake.
Yeah.
All right. Enough of that talking about Star Wars. Let's talk about Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi.
Which is a Star Wars movie.
It's a Star Wars movie. I remember seeing Return of the Jedi in the theater, and I was older at that point. I was in
5.
high school. Okay, so
you were in high school?
I was in high school. What year did it come out?
1983.
I'll bet you I was in my freshman year of high school.
Wow, that was in my freshman year of school. I was in kindergarten.
I take that back. I was in 8th grade because 84 is my freshman year in high school. I graduated in 87. Yeah. So I was in 8th grade. Maybe it came out over the summer, and I thought of myself
as probably were going into high school at that point.
And I remember seeing it, being very excited to see it, and then leaving and wondering, like, what did I just see? Do I like this? Is it cool enough for me? I had, like, a lot of identity stuff going. You know, like, I'm entering high school and... What?
Just discovered... Playboy.
Well,
changes. Was it the weird time, too? Because they have Leia in the gold bikini. Did it meet you
Slave
at the right...
Leia,
it, met you... It met you as an audience.
It did.
It's like how the Harry Potter movies, they start really childish, and as the kid,
they grow
like
with
the 9-year-old kid watches it, he ages with Harry Potter. And just like you watched Star Wars when you were like...
I saw the first one when I was very young,
7 or 8, And then by the time you get to Return of the Jedi, you see Slave Girl Leia.
Right.
And you're like...
It's so awkward.
Mom! What's going on, Mom?
Got all these feelings. Yeah, well, look, I remember leaving the theater and thinking, like, I don't think that was cool enough for me.
I'll tell you this. Like, it's definitely not... It's a weird movie, Return of the Jedi. I had a guy, my old boss would say, he told me one time, and he actually made a really good point. He said it comes off almost like a really expensive TV movie.
Mm-hmm. I could see that.
Like, the effects are amazing. The space battles.
Yep.
Like, you go from the first movie to the third movie. My God, the space battles. I was like watching it, rewatching it again for this. And I know that they didn't really do that many changes to the space battles. Like, they didn't have to go in and add things, if anything. They might just cleaned it up for the newer versions, in the McClunky version.
Yeah.
Like when the Death Star exploded and it said McClunky.
Yeah, right.
And so it looks great. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
But there's some scenes in the movie that are just so cheesy. They're not, like... It's almost like Return of the Jedi. So Lucas starts to take more control back in Return of the Jedi. What's his face? The guy we talked about who was like, he died recently.
Oh, I was going to say Ira Kastian, but that's not him. It's
like supposedly Gary Kurtz like left the movie. I think Lucas. It's like the director wasn't as strong as the original director.
Right. There is a lot going on at that point. I know, who's the guy that did Empire? Was Ira Kasdan, was that his name?
No. I'm going to look it up.
Yeah. Well, I know that there's a lot of personnel changes, and Lucas at that point was really trying to buck the Hollywood system. He tried to do that with Empire, and he did that, we had talked last time about some financing he had done and stuff like that.
Right.
And so it was like a lot of different voices in the mix. Do you have the name of the director?
Richard Marquand.
Oh, okay, cool.
I mean, it just... So, you got Star Wars, and it's its own thing.
Right.
If it had a sequel or didn't have a sequel, it would have still been its own movie. Like, it didn't require...
Yes.
And you got Empire comes out. So people, they announce a sequel to Star Wars, so everyone's really excited.
Absolutely.
Because the anticipation of seeing a new Star Wars movie... You got the biggest movie. It's still playing in theaters up until the other movie even comes out. And so people are just like craving anything new Star Wars. And then you get Empire comes out. Mm-hmm. You get a new Star Wars movie.
Right.
But unlike the first one, it ends on a...
cliffhanger.
Han Solo's frozen.
Yep.
Luke's hand is cut off. He finds out the main bad guy from the first and second movie is his dad.
Yeah.
And... you don't know what's going to happen to the rebels. They're on the run.
The bad guys finish in a stronger position than the good guys.
Yeah.
And it's a weird... I was not used to seeing that in movies at all.
Yeah, and it got, like, criticized for that, and, which is kind of funny how other movies get criticized. People, like, forget, like, that movie was criticized for that very reason. But it's character growth, so now you have the third one gets announced. What was the original title? Return of the Jedi.
Revenge of the Jedi.
I remember getting the Sunday newspaper. I wish I saved the poster.
Oh, did it say Revenge?
Anything Revenge of the Jedi goes for like crazy money. It's like there's unpunched cards. They basically, it was called Revenge of the Jedi. No joke. I think 3 months before the movie came out.
Jeez, yeah.
And then they were like, Lucas decided that revenge is not what a Jedi does, because
it's counter to their nature.
Yeah. So he called it Return of the Jedi. It makes more sense.
It does. Like if you imagine Luke as like returning a Jedi.
So then, when Revenge of the Sith came out, it was like a cool little callback.
Yes.
To Return of the Jedi. Like when they announced Episode 3, and it's funny because I forgot to even bring this up when we were talking about Episode 3.
Right.
When they talked about when they announced the title, usually they announce it like back in the day, it would be a couple of months, 4 months or whatever before the movie would come out.
Yeah.
And they announced that it would be called Revenge of the Jedi. Revenge of the Sith. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah. I remember the same thing.
I remember everybody like Phantom Menace, like, what the fuck is that? Now that I think about it, it's not a bad title.
It's a fine title.
It's a bad movie, though.
It's a bad movie.
Attack of the Clones is like a callback to the Clone Wars. It's a little weird, but it's still...
And those are both pulpy, kind of 1950s.
They sound very pulpy.
Yes.
And then Revenge of the Sith is just an awesome...
Yeah,
It's
throwback.
an awesome, like, mirror... Like, cracked mirror version of Return of the Jedi.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And what's funny is, like, Revenge of the Sith ends like Empire Strikes Back ends.
Right, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot... All those Star Wars
even worse than Empire Strikes Back. Because the Empire literally wins and becomes... Yeah.
Right. No, there's a lot of parallels there that work really well. But yeah, I remember the same thing. I remember seeing promotional material, Revenge of the Jedi.
Yeah.
I was kind of like a little pumped for like a badass Jedi battle scene. I thought the scenes we got in the prequels with all those Jedis battling, I thought that's kind of where we were going.
And you kind of get that in this with Luke.
Yeah.
So, obviously we've seen this movie.
Yeah.
Spoilers, guys. We're going to talk about Return of the Jedi here.
Yeah, so intricate plot details.
We got to go deep dive.
Yeah.
Into this movie. So, they make some weird decisions in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going to the theater, loving the Jabba the Hutt stuff.
Oh, that was great.
That's like the first half hour of that movie is fucking solid.
Oh, it's It
is like just. What's funny though is Jabba the Hutt ends up. He's a bad guy, obviously in the movie. He's the villain they have to conquer. You heard about him in all the movies. Like I said, in the Marvel comics, they just came up in the early issues. Jabba was there, and it was just some dude who kind of looked a little bit like Walrus Man.
Yeah,
a little bit. He's like a hairy version of Walrus Man. A hairy Walrus Man. And I don't know. They eventually had him not show up, and then they announced like Jabba. Images of Jabba started showing up, and I remember reading like how it was this intricate puppet. Jim Henson, they use the relationship with him with Luke Yoda. Now they bring him even more aboard with Jabba's palace.
Yeah,
it's like they wanted to do like the cantina scene, but on steroids. You start getting some real crazy looking aliens.
Yeah,
and a lot of puppetries involved. Like Jabba is like literally took
what was
7
his little
people.
Friend's name?
Salacious Crumb. His
that's
little friend.
Salacious Crumb.
His little friend.
Right.
Oh, you sound like a little friend. And I always found that nuts. Like they showed you how they made it. You could look it up. Google like the diagram, and of course they have like a dwarf who moves the tail around. I'm not even fucking kidding.
Yeah,
it's like they got a dwarf like whose main job was just to move Jabba's tail. He was just this massive puppet, but he almost works like an MC.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
He serves 2 purposes in the movie. He's a villain that they have to. He's the first boss that to fight.
Yeah, that's true.
They got to rescue Han, so that's a big part of it, and how they do it. It's really cool how it's all set
it's
up.
amazing. Yeah.
And then you get the reunion. They're all back together.
Right.
But as the characters start to show up, Jabba introduces. I've noticed throughout the years, and it's like I have a hard time seeing him as like a serious villain now.
Okay.
He almost reminds me of. You ever put on accidentally put on like the Spanish stations?
Oh yeah.
There would be these like weird variety shows.
Yes.
And they would have this like fat
Sábado Gigante.
Yeah. They would have this like fat dude who with the mic and he go up to people and talk.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god.
This is
Jabba the fucking Hutt.
Right.
Not to say this guy's fat and gross.
No.
He's a little heavy set. My apologies to the Sábado Gigante guy. But I'm like, he
almost acts like as a narrator.
He's introducing everybody. He's like, ho ho ho! Why, it's the mighty Chewbacca. Right. Hey kids, get your Chewbacca action figure out. Ho ho ho!
Yeah, that is funny.
It's Luke Skywalker. And it's like his job is to you're slowly getting reintroduced to all the characters. Yeah. It's like. Han's now here. Oh my god, Lando's hiding. He's got the mask on. And what's this alien that shows up with a thermal detonator?
Yeah, that was a great piece of misdirection.
Princess Leia.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was a weird one. I remember that
I had
scene.
The action figure. Some of that stuff was already spoiled. I don't know how quickly I saw this movie. I remember waiting on a long line to see it. I don't know if I was only 5, so I know I saw it when it came out that summer. But I don't know if I saw it opening weekend.
I don't remember seeing that in opening weekend or not. I know I saw Empire when it opened, and I did not see Episode 4 when it opened. But I remember seeing it early.
You were 14. You're like the character from The Simpsons.
Yes.
When it works at Krusty Burger.
Mom! Yeah.
Jedi, that's for dorks.
I
had a girlfriend. She would think I was a nerd.
I remember seeing it at the Bell Tower Theater in Fort Myers. It was a big deal. I mean, it was the new Star Wars. Yeah. It was supposed to be the end of the trilogy.
Well, yeah. I mean, there was all these interviews for years. It was the end, but there was always talks of them doing Episode 7.
Yeah.
And Episode 8, that they would do the next trilogy. And then there was talks for years that they were going to do the prequels instead.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
And they released the movie, and you had Kenner had the toy line, and there's good documentaries on this you could see about Kenner. It's it was this huge business, and then Return comes out, and then they tried keeping it alive for a couple years, but by 1985 the line was dead because you had no new content. They released these weird cartoons. It was Ewoks Adventures.
Oh, I remember.
And the Droids cartoon.
Yeah, Droids, yeah.
They weren't good, though.
No, they weren't.
It wasn't like, even as a kid, I was like watching them. I was like, holy shit, new Star Wars stuff. And I was like, I couldn't get into it.
No.
And then, do you remember the Ewok movies?
I don't remember them, but I read about them today. And
okay. You didn't see them when they were on TV? They were horrible.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing them.
It was so boring. They were like the most, like, they were these, like, it was a, I think they were supposed to take place before Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
It was mostly like Wicked. Obviously, it's lower budget.
Sure.
But man, they were just like,
yeah,
it was like Star Wars, but it wasn't. It didn't feel like it. It was just like, okay, the Ewoks were in this movie. Right. There's no really any other. There's no stormtroopers in it. There's no like other things that like had a callback to Star Wars. So they were just weak sauce.
Yeah,
weak tea.
I guess
weak tea, weak sauce.
I guess I see that. I mean, that does feel true. They had a lot of interesting new stuff in there though. In the Return.
Right, I know, but I was just talking about Ewok Adventures. I'm not even talking about Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
I'm talking about those TV movies that came out after. So there's nothing after this movie for years.
That's
true.
It
it's like an odd thing. You had like this massive trilogy, and then this one comes out, and that's it. It's over.
Yeah. Well, it did have a sense of ending.
Well, it ends.
Yeah. Right.
But you had this thing, and it was like, that was it.
Right,
and
what do we do with it?
You don't have anything yet until they do the special editions, and then 1999 episode 1 comes out.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I guess we could just talk about the movie itself.
Yeah, I mean, well, we started a little bit. The opening half hour is it's like a heist.
Well, it begins with Darth Vader first. Showing up
right.
at the Death Star. Is he showing up at the Death Star? Are
they on
the Death Star yet?
Right, and it's not yet operational, right? Is this the scene we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's talking about how the Emperor's about to show up, and like,
right.
It's like the guy who's like, oh man, that's such a good fucking meme that went around. Mm-hmm. So there's that scene when Darth Vader comes off his ship.
Yeah.
And you see like the new admiral, whatever
his
name is, and he's like nervous. And he sees Darth Vader walk down, and you see his face. He's like, "Oh crap!" Right? And it just and someone wrote, "Music is very important to a movie."
Oh, I saw this. Yeah.
So you see him, and it was ba 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 ba.
Yeah, it was True by Spandau Ballet.
Yeah, and you see Darth Vader come down, and then you see the guy's mouth,
right?
And his tongue moves, and it's just like so fun. It just becomes a totally different movie. It's amazing what music.
That, right?
I did retweet it or post it on Facebook. Yeah,
that's right.
That shit is hysterical. Look that up. It's just the music changes everything.
It does. It does. All right, yeah, you're right. I'd forgotten that. It does open up with that cold open kind of on Vader and checking the progress of the Death Star.
And he's like, and then the guy's like, little double R. Oh, he said something like, if you thought I'm not as forgiving, which is like a ha ha ha. We know Vader's not forgiving. Being that he killed like 6 admirals in the last movie.
Giant metal death robot looking thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he
mercifully chokes people to death for just like looking at him weird. So
right.
It's a oh my god, this Emperor must be bad.
Yes. Yeah.
So did you know when the movie came out though? Like I don't know if my mom would like read these things, and I think she spoiled them for me. At 5, I don't know how great my reading skills were yet to that. I would explore spoilers.
Sure.
But my mom would always read stuff, and she told me like everything.
Oh, okay.
Whatever came out, and like that they were going to reveal.
Yeah.
This was the movie where we're going to get to see what Darth Vader looks like.
I did hear that.
They're going to unmask him.
Right.
And I think it was in the marketing, or it was like a promise. Like people are going to get to see what Vader looks like.
They've given you like a teaser in Empire.
Yeah, you see
that
he has that weird breathing chamber that he sits in, his meditation chamber, and you see him, the back of his head, and it's like you can see like all the scars. And it's like, what the fuck? But it's the first time you're actually seeing that there is something human under that mask.
Right, because previously it was kind of debatable.
You don't know what's under there.
Right.
It's just a guy. It's a bad guy. Could be an alien. Could be a Greedo.
That's true.
Could be a guy who says McClunky.
Yeah.
McClunky. No, it's impossible.
Okay, so you do have that open, and then you quickly shift back to what I think of as the heist scene, right? Like
it starts with then it goes right to R2-D2 and C-3PO walking through Tatooine, and it's almost like it's almost like, and I think that was another complaints people had about Return of the Jedi, that Empire was like this very original thing. It was its own thing. It didn't rely, even though the characters are there and all the stormtroopers, Darth Vader, Luke, Han. So it relies on those existing characters, but it doesn't rely on just rehashing a story.
Yeah,
it really doesn't. It really follows its own movie. It's like its own thing. But Return of the Jedi is like just filled with callbacks to the first movie. It's like, okay, well now we're going back to Tatooine, which as a kid, I liked it. As an adult, I have no complaint of them going back to Tatooine. I have no problem with them going back to planets, especially if the planet's cool.
Right. Well, I think there were a lot of callbacks.
But they weren't going back to the Mos Eisley Cantina. They were going to Jabba's palace this time.
Yeah, it was familiar without being like on the nose.
So you saw the edit, right?
Well, I watched a separate 9-minute video.
Do you saw like the original cold opening?
Yeah.
So the original opening, which it's cool to see the edit, and it's an awesome scene.
Oh yeah.
But it ruins the movie. It ruins like.
I think I know what you mean. Go ahead.
So you get the same intro where Darth Vader's talking to the guy, but when Darth Vader leaves, and the guy's like, "We'll double our efforts," and he walks away.
Yeah.
And then that music what was it from?
Oh,
the band.
Spandau Ballet.
Yeah. Stops playing. Right. We'll just pretend that song is in the movie now.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Darth Vader goes into like a weird, kind of a similar chamber,
like a hyperbaric chamber.
Yeah, and he's just like, Luke.
Yeah,
Luke.
He tries to pull him out of the universe toward him by using like a chant or something.
Yeah. And then the next scene, you see this like hooded figure working on a lightsaber.
Yeah.
And then giving it to R2, sending them on their mission.
Right.
And it's an awesome scene, but it just ruins the suspense of the... So it's a cool scene. Like in a comic or a book, I would be okay with reading it. As a movie, what they did, I'm glad they cut that scene. I'm glad to see it because it's cool looking. With Luke, it shows that Vader's been trying to like
persuade him,
pull him in, and Luke's been basically just, he's just not responding. He's those 3 dots on the text,
right? It's in perpetuity.
He's not responding. He's not responding to those DMs. He's not responding. What's the word for that?
Ghosting. Right?
He's ghosting Vader.
Yeah,
literally ghosting him. Yeah, probably for his benefit. So okay, we'll split up. So Luke and Vader. Well, as far as we know, in the real movie, we don't see Luke. We just see R2 and C-3PO.
Right. Not at this point yet.
Right. So that was just an edit. And like I said, if you have the Blu-ray, it's on there. I don't know if Disney Plus has all the behind-the-scenes stuff on there.
Yeah, that's hard to say.
But you could find it all on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah.
So then they go to the front, Jabba's gate. And you know what I would love about the special editions? It's the subtle changes that they made.
Okay.
One of the subtle changes, because I was like looking up too, I want to see like all the changes that were made to these movies. And Return of the Jedi, one of them was the gate to Jabba's palace.
Okay.
Like when the R2 and C-3PO show up, it's a set scene, and that ball comes out, and he's like, whatever. It's like this weird thing.
Yeah.
They show a new shot with them, and the gate is massive.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's cool. It's a cool effect because it just shows like more grander size.
Yes.
It's like
the future's wide open.
It's a subtle change. But when you compare it to, you're like, oh, that's a really cool change.
Yeah, it's a meaningful one.
Unlike when they have like Luke yell.
Yeah, that's
or Greedo say McClunky.
Right, that's hilarious as fuck. But like, you can't age a person cinematically by just having them become more and more of a dick. You know what I mean? Like
what?
You're talking about like Luke aging through, right?
I'm talking about the gate job in Return of the Jedi. The gate is wide. Okay. So when I'm like, what's going on here? I'm talking about literally the door on Jabba's house.
Yes.
In the special edition, in the original version, it looked pretty big.
Right.
But there's a new shot in the special edition when it opens up where the gate is whatever the hell you want to call it, the door.
Yeah.
Is massive.
The literal door, yes.
The literal door against Jabba's palace is massive.
Yeah. Not Luke's metaphorical future.
No.
Right. Okay.
The hell McClunky. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Okay. So yes, back to the game.
Okay. So they're whatever. They go into the palace. They meet Bib Fortuna.
Mm-hmm. Who's like a really sinister kind of character. I mean, he doesn't turn out that way.
What do they call those characters? Well, he's like Jabba's number 2.
Yeah,
he's like his.
He's
little...
like a consigliere or something. I don't know.
What's the alien race? Twi'lek.
Oh yeah, he's a male Twi'lek.
Yeah, he's like a hideous one though. They always make the women one look pretty hot.
The women Twi'lek are super sexy.
Yeah,
right.
There's something weird about that.
It
Mom!
is. Yeah,
you don't get that feeling when you see Bib Fortuna. He's like, hey, Tilawarawanga.
Right.
He
reminds me of the Joe Flaherty vampire character, kind of like
Joe Flaherty.
Remember Joe Flaherty was a vampire in SCTV? Do you remember those? Like
he wears like the cheap white shirt. He's like a cheap vampire.
Right.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. So
okay, yeah. Basically, they meet it. That's the scene where you meet Jabba. He's this big fat thing. He's smoking a pipe. He's eating frogs. He's got Salacious Crumb.
And and correct me if I'm wrong, because like we've seen a million different edits of all these. But if I remember right, if you had been seeing all these in the theaters, this is the first time you see Jabba, right?
Yeah.
Like I
never saw Jabba yet, unlike the special editions.
Right.
This is the first time you're seeing Jabba.
And it's like,
I'm sure he was in the trailers, but in the movie, this is where Jabba shows up.
A really cool thing, because you'd heard about Jabba for episode.
Yeah, and he's got this barrel voice.
Yes. Huge. I remember thinking, like, that's not at all what I thought Jabba the Hutt would look like.
Right.
Because he was like a giant slug, you know?
Yeah. There's limitations of what they could do with him. He doesn't move around much.
No.
They just, like, move the sets. Like
yeah.
He sits on, like, a throne. I had the toy. He sat on the throne.
I remember that. I never had it, but yeah.
So that's when, like, R2 plays, like, a thing, and this is where you see a hologram of Luke.
Yes.
Basically giving them as gifts. And, of course, C-3PO is not aware.
Right.
He's like, oh, no.
Right.
Oh, why, Luke?
And Luke is, like, real... The hologram Luke is real... I don't know. It's like that classic hostage negotiator. He's like, you're so wise and powerful, John.
Wise and powerful. Yeah. But he looks older thanks to the bike accident.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah. Mark Hamill got into a motorcycle accident.
Yeah,
and it's funny because my son even watches like the first Star Wars movie, and he even would point out, he goes, "Why does he look so different in Return?" But it's like a great effect because it makes him look older.
He has gravitas now.
It makes him look like like he's seen things.
Yeah, totally.
Done things.
Right.
It's like 6 years. A young man doesn't age that much.
No,
unless
but
they get into a bike accident.
Right. Unless you get in the bike accident, or unless you've really explored the Force, you know.
Or you've faced down Vader and he kicked the shit out of you and cut your hand off.
Yeah, right.
And you went on many other adventures.
Yeah.
In the Marvel comics.
Right. Yeah. Well, he does look aged. He looks wise. He looks very confident.
Well, I remember getting the figure, too, before the movie came out. And I remember seeing the figure. He had a hood, a brown, hood, dark brown hood, and then he was wearing, a black outfit. And it was like, holy shit, this is so awesome. And then you got to see the green lightsaber.
Yeah.
So that was the new color. It's like, holy shit, you had RBG.
Yeah, right? Well, yeah, because previously you just had blue and red. That was it.
Yeah. And then you get green in...
Which is kind of crazy.
Then you get purple in episode 1, and everything changes.
Yeah, just Mace Windu with the purple. But, okay, so anyway, you do get Luke, and, now, do we see Luke before we see the mysterious bounty hunter, or do we...
No, that's the last time you see Luke.
Yeah, but, have we already been exposed to, Leia in disguise?
She shows up
next. Okay, because there's so many things.
It's sequences, and then there's so the original version was just Jabba had a slave Twi'lek girl, green dancer.
Yeah,
and she didn't please him anymore, so he basically threw her down the pit, and you just hear the screaming. So something's obviously under the floor.
Yes.
In the special edition, for some bizarre reason, they decided to do this long, bizarre scene. Okay, so in the original version, you had that scene and you had the Max Rebo band, and they were puppets. Yeah. And I remember getting the toys. I always loved Max Rebo, and Snice Noodles was disgusting looking.
Yeah.
And then the special edition comes along, and then they do this we're going to make this whole scene grander, and it's really bizarre because they're cutting in old and new. So they there's new Boba Fett footage added. There's so this band now goes from just being this 3-piece band of aliens to now being like this huge tent.
Yeah, it's like the Max Weinberg
jazz band.
7.
Yeah, no, but it's like this giant jazz band. And I remember like George was like, "Oh, I always dreamed of having a big dance number. Everybody knows in the third movie there's a big dance number." I'm like, what? So they implant these CGI characters. It's like this whole. It's so weird. So like, the girl dances. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't remember. It's like 100%. The girl dances, gets thrown in the pit. Now you get to see. They had to bring back the woman.
Right.
They got 15 years later. I guess she didn't like blimp up or something.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, there was a lot going on. Yeah.
Yeah, so she gets eaten. You see that like she's about to get eaten by the Rancor monster.
Yes.
And then it cuts to like now instead of just nice noodles, there's this like weird little hairy man bug.
Okay, yeah.
And he's like, "Ooh-dee-tay! Ooh-dee-tay! And it's just this big dance scene. It's super cheesy. And all of a sudden, this nice noodles now is this like CGI animated character.
Yep. Yeah.
She's cuter. But it's bizarre as fuck, and she like kisses the screen.
Oh,
and it doesn't look good. It's weird. It's like 20-year-old CGI does not look good.
No,
I'd rather have bad looking puppets.
Right, or you you figure out another way to film it, like what you want to film.
But they added this new scene, and now there's this big dance number. There's these 3 dancer girls that sing on the side.
Okay,
and it's weird. Like, they do a decent job of, like, keeping the lighting and everything. But, again, just like the rest of the special editions, for some bizarre fucking reason, they always accidentally leave a scene in.
Yeah.
From the original. So, I kind of, maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe I remember the first special edition. Mm-hmm. You see the original Nice Noodles in the background.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's like, if you're going to edit everything, just edit that part out.
Yeah.
Or like, can't you, like, if you're going to like add this big dance number with these weird CGI characters and then plant them into the scene. It's like the same thing with Empire, when like the Wampa.
Oh yeah,
and then you see the original Wampa for a second. You're just like, why?
What? Yeah, why is this? Yeah,
it doesn't look the same. Like it's kind of, but like the new one looks awesome. Why don't you just show the new awesome one?
The real one. Yeah.
So that to this day, I think a lot of people are not happy with the changes in Return of the Jedi. I know Star Wars gets obviously the 16th edit of the Han Solo first, but I think I'm pretty sure everyone is pretty much pleased with like what they did in. I know the Jabba scene's pretty cheesy, and it ruins Jabba. It ruins Jabba in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Because he's like, he just doesn't look as imposing.
He does not.
The scene doesn't play out. Han looks like he steps on his tail.
Right. It's a screwy scene. I mean, I remember at the time being glad to see Jabba, but like it doesn't work well. How they had Jabba in Return is much better.
That's what you want.
Yeah,
and that's how it was made. That's what it was meant to be. But Return of the Jedi has weird, probably some of the strangest like special edition scenes.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
The dance number is really weird,
crazy as hell. Yeah.
I do like the scene though when you see the Jabba's palace thing, or the Jabba's sail barge.
Oh yeah, the sand barge.
And you see like all the banthas walking.
Yeah,
that was kind of cool.
Well, you did. Yeah, I think they did a really good job making that seem like a real place. That had like real rules and everything.
But then they get to the Sarlacc pit. Do you remember when they changed that and they made it like this weird, like all of a sudden like the thing from the Little Shop of Horrors comes out of the ground?
Yeah, it was like a plant. Yeah. I always figured the Sarlacc was a giant worm, but they did make it kind of like
it had like almost like a beak.
Yeah,
and whenever the guys would fall in, it would just be like they just disappeared into it, so it didn't even look good. It's like if you're gonna edit, then really do it and have it like chomp down on
go
people.
All in.
But instead it's just like and it'd be like it just faded into it.
Yeah. It was weird. The Sarlacc, I think, was like a nightmare. Weren't the people supposed to digest?
1,000 years.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, well, I know we jumped ahead because of...
Right.
Okay, so we'll just backtrack. So there's that weird dance number that was not in there. And again, I don't know what part that is. I don't know if like then like Leia shows up with Chewbacca.
Yeah.
As the Bush outfit that she's like a bounty hunter.
Right.
And she like threatens him with thermal detonator and
yeah. Well, I don't know. I'll bet you all those scenes that were cut were before that, right? Like they were probably just. You're talking about the music scenes and all that. They were probably before the Leia scene. Like if they were going to recreate the film.
I think so. I don't remember. Okay, so then like obviously like it's like nighttime, and that's when Leia, Bush, whatever the fuck her name is, shows up, and you see Han. Oh, you see Han on the wall,
right? In
Han and Carbonite on the wall. It was shown earlier that he was like the main prize.
He's like a decoration, yeah.
Kind of like a warning. It's like a head on a pike. Like, look, this is what happens when you fuck with me.
Mm-hmm. We seal you in carbonite. Yeah.
So she frees him. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, you don't know it's her, even though.
No, not
it's
yet.
Like a 5-foot alien. It's like,
who
else is that? Like,
well, I remember being surprised when I saw it.
I think I had the action figure. Okay, so it kind of ruined it already for me.
No, I remember that scene where she took off her helmet and let her hair fall out.
Positive I knew it was her. Yeah. That scene though, I just remember like Han looking so disgusting. Yeah. When he unfreezes. He
was all gloppy and wet.
And like his like shirt was like brownish sweat stains. And he like somebody spilled coffee on him. Yeah. And it's like the worst morning breath. And he's like, what the fuck? And she's like, carbonite. And he's like, whoa, what the fuck?
And she realizes that she's speaking some sort of filtered voice.
Yeah, it's someone who loves you.
Yeah.
And then it's Leia. Obviously, it's Leia.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, the wall lifts up.
Yeah.
And there's Jabba and his
crew, yeah.
Well, I always found that, okay, so you had these like aliens there who clearly worked for him, but then you had like people who I thought were just people that were patrons of the place.
Could be.
There was like, what was this, Cheers? Like,
yeah, right.
One of the aliens was like Cliff Clavin, and then the other aliens like Norm, and then just part of the crew, they're part of the gang, even though they're just these drunks and hang out in the bar all day.
It did seem like that, you know, like, yeah. But this door kind of like goes up, and you realize it's a trap, you know, and that Jabba knew all along, or knew something was up.
So Han gets sent to I don't know, a cell.
Yeah.
Then Leia gets turned into the new slave girl.
Right.
And that's when Joseph became a man. That's when Joseph became a man.
I'll tell you.
I was only 5, so I knew there was something up, but I didn't
Slave
know
Leia is like a con staple, right? Like
to the point now where it's like annoying.
It's almost like funny, you know, like
it's expected now. It's a cliche,
right? It's a cliche.
Been parodied. They did it like on Friends. They did it on like
a
bunch of other movies.
Yeah,
like it's been like you Google like how many times the slave girl Leia thing has been used.
Oh yeah,
Age is great today.
Yeah.
If Star Wars did that today, and they had Rey in that, I'm sure that would go over. Yeah, that would go over like.
It would not go over.
No, probably not.
Yeah,
I think. The Twitterverse. Twitter.
Well, it was. I mean, like, look, was it kind of like, I don't know what the word would be like.
But hold on.
Oh yeah.
She may be down.
Mm-hmm.
And she may be in a gold bikini.
Right.
But she wins in the end.
Yes. Right.
So now everybody's kidnapped, and all of a sudden this cloaked figure comes in.
Yeah.
You don't know who it is. I remember as a kid, for a second, I thought it was Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, okay, I could see that. Yeah,
he's dead.
Right.
But, you know, and like you see those Gamorrean guards. I always love the Gamorrean guards. I like those pig men.
Yeah.
And like they would I always like when they would close up on them, so you know they're like animatronics.
Right.
And it's just like this one scene. And if you look at the behind the scenes, they're bigger than like the way they film it.
Yeah.
The head is all of a sudden bigger than like. What you actually see in the movie. It's kind of like Gremlins 2 when they had like bigger versions of the Mogwais.
Okay.
So whenever they did like closed in shots.
Oh right.
But now that I know that though, when I see it, I'm like, they do look bigger.
Yeah.
But he does something. You know, I when I was a kid, I never even thought about it. But he does something that's like pretty Sith-like. He shows up and he chokes the Gamorrean guards, which is not really a Jedi. That's not a Jedi thing.
It shouldn't be. I mean, it's not even a Jedi skill, right? I
mean, I'm sure they know how to do that. It's just something that they wouldn't do.
It runs counter to who they should be. Yeah.
So I'm thinking, like, is this like, did they think this, or did they, like, they're showing you that, like, Luke can be, you don't know where Luke's at right now. And he can be, if he's not careful, he can be corrupted because he's doing, like, choking out pigmen. And we all know,
right?
When you choke a pigman out, you gotta become a Sith Lord.
Right. Well, I don't know. I mean, like, look, they were originally calling it Revenge of the Jedi, and there were a lot.
He is wearing a black outfit.
He's wearing black. You know, I mean, I don't think that's like a terrible theory to go down.
Well, just like that song from Minor Threat, though. Sometimes good guys don't wear white.
Right. Okay, that's true. Yeah. Fair point.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. Maybe I don't know if that song came out before or after Return of the Jedi. But
it's gotta be before.
If it's before, maybe the Return of the Jedi. Yeah, they were making that like, hey, I was just listening to that Minor Threat.
Right.
I got a good idea for Lucas. Oh, I always loved Ian McKay.
Right, George. Yeah, sitting back with some Minor Threat.
Yeah. Okay, so Luke's choking a pig man.
Yeah.
Like I said, everybody knows when you choke a pig man.
Right.
You get into some kinky shit.
That's some right. I saw that episode of Black Mirror.
That's some,
and it was.
That's some. That opens up a whole new world.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm glad they just moved on. You know. So then, obviously, he shows up and he reveals himself, and he goes, "Oh,
yeah.
Oh, it's the mighty Skywalker." I don't know.
Right. Well, you're right. He narrates like, "Here's this new character."
Yeah.
In case you haven't seen the first two movies.
Yeah. Here you go.
Yeah, right.
You have 7 action figures of him already. Now go buy the 8th one.
Well, and Luke looks like we'd already said. I mean, he looks aged. He looks serious.
He's seen some things,
and he looks powerful. He has like an aura of.
He's a little wiser. He's not like, oh, gee, Mom, I want to go to the traction station and get the power converters, Mom. Now he's like, Ma, give me pizza rolls, Mom.
Yeah.
Actually, it's Aunt Beru. Sorry,
right, Aunt Beru. Yeah.
Because his mom's dead.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that, though.
Amidala.
Right. Amagana. So he's like basically making demands to Jabba, like free them or die, or that's later on he says that. I don't know the words. It doesn't even matter. Jabba's like, fucking grab him.
Right.
Where's Luke's lightsaber? I don't know.
Yeah,
Good thing they cut that scene.
Yeah, right.
It's an awesome scene, but it's a reason why they cut it.
Yes. Yeah.
So cool scene. Sorry. Yeah. Save it for 20 years later when people get. Lucas is probably the type of person who could probably see into the future.
Right.
In the 18th edition, I will get them to buy the Blu-ray set and I will advertise it.
A chamber with spice. You know,
like from the dude. He's just like, I will make a 17th edition. And in that one, it'll say McClunky. That'll be the only change I make. But in the Twitter world, people will make thousands of memes.
Yeah.
And I won't have to do anything except have Greedo say, McClunky.
Pay for advertising? What?
Why? Yeah, exactly. So we'll let everyone send Facebook memes and Instagram and thanks for the free advertising.
Do it for me.
Kids.
Well, okay, so Jabba captures them all, right?
And
he's already got Leia.
He's like, I want to fucking kill you guys.
Right. I got Luke
coming to my palace. Mm-hmm. Don't you know who I am?
Right.
This is him talking.
Yes.
I'm Jabba the Hutt. Imagine he sounded more like that.
Yeah.
He's like, what if he sounded like, what was that guy's name? Like,
Joe Pesci?
No. They one from like the 40s gangster. It was Edward R. Murrow. No, not Edward R. Murrow. He's like in all these movies, but then he shows up in the 10 Commandments movie, and he's like, "Hey, gee, Moses."
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
James Cagney? No.
Is it not? It can't be James Cagney, right?
He always played like gangsters and stuff. He's like one of these like character actors from like back in the day, and he had like a man, you see?
Right. I love that.
Like, what if Jabba sounded more like that? Well, listen here, you see here.
I'd probably be in on.
Would you?
I would be in on that.
Yeah. He's like has a cigar, and he's like,
right.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, whatever. He used to be like, fuck you guys. I'm going to kill you all.
And and they all seem in peril, like immediate peril.
But Luke's like laughing, like, oh, you'll regret this.
Right.
And then like, and Jabba's like, yeah, whatever.
I'm not locked in here with you, Jabba. I'm like, yeah,
you're locked in with me.
Well, that
great line from the Watchmen movie.
That was from the Watchmen. Yeah,
we forgot. If you're listening to this, you probably listen to Watchmen.
Right.
So I forgot to bring up. That is like one of the best lines. I don't remember if that line's in the comic, but it's in the movie, and it's super awesome. It's when Rorschach's in jail, and everyone's like ready to kill him. It's like all these people he either sent to jail or they knew somebody. And he's like, "You think I'm in jail with you?" And I'm probably butchering the line. You're in jail with me.
But they redid it. We actually both saw this movie, like coincidentally on the same day. They replayed that in the new Addams Family animated movie. Do you remember that? Like the little girl, Wednesday Addams, in like the school.
That movie sucked.
It was
that was such a disappointment.
Yeah, it was.
It looked cheap. I'm eating Cheetos right now. So if you hear a crinkle or a crackle.
You said that afterwards. You said that you texted it during the movie. It was at the movie had ended.
I understood that like the movie.
You said it was like 10 years old.
10. It was like 15-year-old. Like there's some parts that look decent, but I was like, even my son said the same thing. He's like, it look. He's seen older CGI movies,
sure,
and I don't think he said like first Toy Story, but he even said like this was not. I mean, you got like Toy Story 4 just came out. Like I'm not expecting him to be on the same level, but even like mid-level CGI movies, cartoons. Like we just saw like what's that DreamWorks one that just came out? Abominable.
Oh yeah, was that any good?
It was cute. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It was fine, and the animation was for what it was really good. It wasn't like I said, it wasn't on the level of like a Pixar movie.
Right.
It was like,
but it's not gonna be. Yeah.
But it was really good. And Addams Family should meet that at least.
Yeah.
And it just looked like the style could have been it, but I don't know. I don't know why we're talking about this.
Right,
all right, let's just get back to. What were we talking about? Return of the Jedi?
Yeah, we referenced that line from The Watchmen, and then I said it was also in the Addams Family.
Is that what did they say it?
Yeah, Wednesday's in a school, and the kids are picking on her, and she's like, "I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me," or something.
I like when Luke said that to Jabba the Hutt.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah,
but he doesn't say that. And
no, he doesn't.
He gets chucked pretty quickly down into the.
Okay, hold on. So. The next scene now is the sail barge. You already know, you're told earlier that there's a sail barge because basically C-3PO and R2 get like their jobs from the droid, the evil droids. They're like, now that you work for Jabba, you will work on the sail barge.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's foreshadowing.
Right?
So R2-D2 literally becomes a tray. He literally becomes like a bar.
Drink tray. Yeah.
And no joke, they made toys of that.
Yeah,
like,
I can see that.
It's like, Mom, I need the R2 with the... Mom! I need the R2 with the bar, the mini bar!
The accoutrements.
I need the mini bar on the R2.
Yeah, little Spanish onions. Little Spanish...
and then, they're on the sail barge, and then there's little... I think they're called skiffs.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, there's like a flotilla of...
Now, like, we're going to the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
In the Sarlacc pit, that's where you're told... I think it's C-3PO because he's like the translator. He's basically weird. It's like he's working for Jabba now.
Right.
Even though he's... I don't know. C-3PO is a weird character anyway.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a non-combative.
Right.
And subservient that he'll end up just taking on the role. And
yeah.
Like, he's not like he turned on them and he's like their enemy. It's just he's like...
He's a survivor. He's
no,
like...
I mean, it's not even... I don't even think that's like... I gotta do. I have to do whatever it takes to live. It's more just like it's in his like programming.
He's a protocol droid.
Yeah, and he's now working for
Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah,
right.
And they might have did something to his fucking circuitry.
Who knows? Put a restraining bolt.
Maybe in another edited scene that will be released in the 20th version.
Yeah.
When Darth Vader dies and he goes. McClunky. And then when the Emperor gets tossed into the shaft.
Right.
McClunky.
Which harkens back. Yeah.
Okay, so that's when everybody's around. They're like, you're going to be thrown into the Sarlacc pit.
Yes.
You'll be slowly digested for thousands of years.
Right.
Everyone's like, oh no.
Yeah, it sounds terrible.
I mean, yeah, I would.
Right.
When do you die?
Well,
do I die immediately? Do I live till like I'm 90, but I'm slowly being digested?
You would have thought
you're not going to live 1,000 years.
Well, let's
maybe
say you do.
Some races might, some aliens might.
Someone would have like gone and like harvested saliva from the Sarlacc to like,
like really
artificially.
Yeah. Are you just? It's like the Greek myths. Like it was a minotaur, and it was like no, it's just some dude that had like probably wore a helmet. And that had horns on it.
Yes.
You know, but in the Star Wars universe, it's not like a myth where we're expected to believe that. Like you said, they sent somebody down. They're like, this thing is still being digested. How you feeling, Bob?
Do not want.
I've been better. Yeah, it's...
not dead yet.
Not dead yet.
Well, okay, so they're about to chuck him into the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah, first one's Luke. Mm-hmm. And that's when Luke's like... basically warns Jabba this is your last chance.
Yeah.
Or you'll die.
Right.
And Jabba's like, okay, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm over here.
Not about to be thrown into the Sarlacc pit.
And you're sitting literally on a diving board, a plank.
Yeah.
About to get chucked off by my space pirates. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere,
yeah.
R2-D2 fucking shoots out a lightsaber.
Into the sky.
Lands in Luke's hand. Luke does a cool backflip. It's a fucking green lightsaber.
Yeah. And he slices and dices.
And then chaos occurs.
Mm-hmm.
And then that Han still can't see yet.
Right, yeah.
And it's revealed that Lando's there to help. He was one of the guards, even though we saw that earlier, because he kind of looked at the camera and pulled the mask down going, hey, it's me, Lando.
Hey.
But, you know, at the same time, though, he might be like, who knows, he might turn on us.
Right,
because he did it before.
Well, he was a shady character. Yeah, right. Anyway.
So then, like, you find out Boba Fett's there,
mm-hmm.
and the worst scene ever made.
Yeah, that was...
It becomes a joke.
Right.
Boba Fett, the phrase is, Boba Fett does nothing in Empire Strikes Back. What does he do in Empire?
He stands there.
Yeah. Load him onto the ship.
Right.
He has like 3 lines.
Yeah.
He's no good to me dead. Okay. And then in Return of the Jedi, he actually does something.
Right, and it's terrible.
Well, he does something cool first with like
the rocket wrist, yeah.
The rope thing, and he ties up Luke, whatever. But then it ends up becoming like a joke where they're like, Han's like, Boba Fett, where? And then he like hits Boba Fett's backpack.
Yeah.
He goes flying, and then he falls into the Sarlacc.
Right. He like slams up against the side of the skiff.
Comically rolls
bounces
down the hill,
right in, yeah.
And then there's a burp.
It's the weirdest...
It literally burps.
Yeah. It's the weirdest scene because at that point, they absolutely knew everyone loved Boba Fett. And they knew he was like a cool character and they could sell a bunch of toys or whatever. But they killed him off in such a crappy way. It was almost like they were mad at the character, you know?
I don't know. It's like the same... They do this all the fucking time. It's like... They did this, like, Darth Maul was like a sick character. They killed him off in episode 1. I remember they were like pushing the shit out of Captain Phasma in the new movies.
Yeah,
and
right.
It's like we got the woman from Game of Thrones is playing her.
Brienne of Tarth, yeah.
Yeah, Gwendolyn Christie's playing her, and it's this woman, and she looks like this big ass stormtrooper, and you think she's gonna be sick, and they don't really.
No,
we'll get to those movies soon.
Yeah, yes.
But they pretty much it's like she's like the Boba Fett of episode 7.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
And at least she does more shit.
Well, and she has more scenes. You know, she has like more of a...
but still, it's not living up to what is promised. And Boba Fett's like a weird character where it's just like... He was popular back then, but then he blew up even more, especially like in the 90s, and he started doing miniseries and comics. And like, I remember they made like expanded universe stuff where Boba Fett frees himself from the pit.
Well, yeah. I remember reading books. He had a whole series of books.
Yeah, but like do you know like what he does? Like he like makes a bargain with the
Sarlacc itself or something.
Yeah, like
I don't remember that. Yeah,
he basically pulls himself out of the pit. Did you ever see Patton Oswalt's weird rant?
Oh yeah,
in Parks and Rec.
Yeah, he went to like a town hall meeting and he filibustered for like 20 minutes.
And he starts talking about what episode 7 will be about.
Yeah, that was amazing.
It begins with Boba Fett's hand coming out of the
Sarlacc pit.
Yeah. And it just goes on this bizarre rant. I think
it was so good. Yeah,
it's super weird.
Right? Yeah, he does. He like merges universes or something. And he blames on the reality stone or something, doesn't he?
I think so.
Yeah,
I don't remember. I just remember the fact that he brings up Boba Fett coming out of the Sarlacc pit.
That's a great one.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think Boba Fett exists. I don't know. I didn't see The Mandalorian, so I have no idea if there's a tie to Boba Fett or if he's a new character.
Right. Well,
maybe he's Boba Fett's son.
I mean, theoretically, isn't that just the armor of the Mandalorian army? Like,
anybody could.
There could have been thousands of them, or there were
the whole race, the whole planet full of them.
Yeah,
it's like their standard armor.
It was their version of stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nothing special. So,
well, I mean, to them it's special.
Well,
to me, it's special. So, but shit happens.
Yep.
Lando falls. They save him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "I thought you were blind," and Han's like, "Trust me."
Yeah.
Because he's like has to shoot the
the
laser.
Yeah.
And he has to shoot the Sarlacc pit's tentacle.
Yeah.
And then you go to the sail barge. Luke's on there now, and he's chopping shit up.
Mm-hmm.
He gets blasted in his hand.
Yes.
And that's when he has to put on that black glove.
Right,
which makes him look so much more badass.
Uh-huh.
It shoots his little robot hand.
Yeah.
So then you see, I guess, as Jabba's distracted.
Right, Leia.
Leia gets her chains,
mm-hmm.
and chokes that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Right.
Sorry, guys. You're not going to like this. And I hope I don't get in trouble for this.
Sure.
I'm just gonna say it.
Okay.
I don't think a 5 foot tall woman has the strength, or does a 9 foot tall man has the strength, even with the biggest chains, to choke a 18-ton monster.
Big monster. Yeah.
I mean.
And his neck is so thick.
Does he even have a fucking neck?
He doesn't. I mean, I don't know.
Like, she's just choking him, and he's like, oh, like that tail wags.
Yeah.
There's like it's so gross. I mean, it's a cool scene, but I'm like, are we supposed to believe that?
Right.
Is this a magical chain?
I guess I'm not going to nitpick it, but you're right. There's no way that would ever happen. But it's such a cool scene because, like, she chokes him with the chains that had bound her, and yeah. Sure.
Taking back women 1,000 centuries and then bringing them right back up.
Yes.
But,
yeah.
You set her back and you bring them back.
Right.
40 steps back, 2 steps front.
Yeah. Life's like that. Yeah. Right.
So yeah, they're all together now.
Right.
And the sail barge explodes.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, but it doesn't. Like, and then it starts to list. And
yeah.
Oh, that's why. Because it was a clever little design feature. Didn't the cannon rotate 360 degrees?
They shoot
and they shooted. They shot.
I think that's the right way to say it.
Yes, they shooted it. Right.
Yeah.
They shot the skiff itself.
Yeah.
And anyway, yeah.
I mean, again, you got a 9,000 pound slug monster.
Right.
You have like a weird cow with 3 eyes.
True.
I mean, most of them are drunk.
But how?
They were just like hanging out.
Yeah.
These guys, they're just like in a barge.
They just wanted to watch an execution.
Yeah.
Right?
They probably were like, we do this like every week.
Yeah.
And this is going to be easy pickings.
So what are we at in the film here? We're like a half
you're
hour
literally
in, right?
not even a third in. Okay, so this is like, I'm not going to relive the rest of this movie.
Right.
That was it. That's like my favorite part of the whole movie.
It's an amazing
And as a kid, I loved
yeah.
it. But man, after that, the movie just crawls.
Yeah.
I remember being in a theater. I'm not even kidding. I was like 5. I think I was going to be 6.
You're looking at your watch.
Yeah, like checking my text.
Dad.
Looking at
I gotta
seeing what they're saying on Twitter. Seeing what they're saying on Twitter. Hashtag.
Right.
Boring. Or I don't know.
Well, look, it a lot of weird stuff happened. And I think it's because, like, Lucas wanted to finish the story, right?
Well, it's not even... Okay, so now the scene... There's another cutscene where they show that, like... And it's kind of a cool scene. It's not finished, or at least they would have to be, like, sound edited. They probably would have to go back and record the voices. They're in a sandstorm.
Oh,
and
yeah,
you see them going to Luke's ship and Luke's ship and the Millennium Falcon are parked. It's a cool looking scene.
It's really cool.
And it's like all the dialogue's there where Luke's like, I gotta go to Dagobah. Mm-hmm. I'll see you later.
Right. They're splitting up again.
Yeah, and he's like, what the fuck,
Yeah,
and then Luke and Han thanks him. So But they in the real version, the regular version,
yes.
it's all done where they now show Luke in his X-wing, and he's saying the same thing. I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys. I'll meet up.
But
with you
just
guys
over
later.
the radio. Yeah.
I gotta go visit a friend. I mean, I guess from a pacing point of view, and it's like a weird thing. It's like you just had this big ass battle.
Yeah.
And now you're in a sandstorm.
It's
a little like too much for the audience. It makes sense. So then we go to Luke. And Luke's like, I'm going to visit an old friend. He ain't kidding.
No.
He's talking about
900 and some years old.
Yeah, he's not talking like an old friend, from Tashi Station.
No.
He used to play
elderly friend.
Space pool with. I mean, literally talking about, what's the 1,000-year-old? You got, octogenarians.
Yeah.
Centenarians. What is he?
Millenarian.
Millenarian. You know what? Okay, millenarian.
Right.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, Miller.
Okay, Millie.
Okay, Millie. Okay, Yoda.
Yeah. Well, yes. And he goes to visit Yoda.
Yeah.
But really the only thing he learns that Leia's his sister there, right?
Okay, well, hold on. You just ruined the whole movie. You just jumped the gun.
Well, no.
So, Leia... What do you got there, vodka?
Oh, no, it's water.
It's like a tiny little cup of water.
This is the size glass I pour for water. Because
I drink giant big gulps of water. I'm like, are you drinking like a fifth of vodka or something right now? So, yeah, he goes back to Yoda's place.
Mm-hmm.
And Yoda is like...
He's dying.
Yeah. I'm old as fuck now. I'm gonna die now. Perfect timing. I've been waiting for you to come back so I can die in front of you.
Right.
Luke's like, do I look old? Do I look old to your eyes? Oh, no, you look great. Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you kidding. I'm old as shit.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm gonna go to sleep now. Forever.
Yeah. It's a sad little scene.
Yeah, but it's so weird. It's like, he goes
weird.
back. First of all, did they have to kill Yoda off? Does he even have to die? Yoda could be this thing that, is it's almost like he is, eternal.
Right.
Like, he's not even, it's like he is the Force. He's this magical creature. Does he have to... Does he have to literally expire? Does he have to leave the physical world? Is he even in the physical world?
Yeah.
It's he's this, weird little... man.
I don't think he had to die. I wish he hadn't died. But, I wondered if they were saying,
But then if he didn't die there, he would have to move in with Luke.
Well, yeah.
But it's such a big
He'd
burden.
be like Mr. Roper. I thought that they were saying, look, this is all the old Jedis are done. Just more Cheetos?
I'm good. I got no done.
I think he was saying,
crunch noises in there.
all the old Jedi are dead now. There's no more of what used to be. And now Luke
is like a Jedi, but he's like, this is where Luke talks to Yoda, and he's like, is Darth Vader my father?
Right.
And he's like, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Like, why didn't you tell me? Because they didn't tell me yet. The writers
we got to retcon this.
The writers made this stuff. They're right. Look, kind of making us shit up as we go.
Well, I thought Vader was always meant to be Luke's father, simply because Vader.
Even when you saw the first Star Wars movie.
No, I didn't know.
You didn't think he was going to be.
I did not.
No one would. No one would ever think that.
Well, I would say some people say that if you had kind of carefully looked at the type of story Lucas was telling, which was like a Joseph Campbell mono myth
What is
story.
this? What am I? Okay, everybody always brings up Joseph Campbell.
Yeah.
Mono myth. What should I read from Joseph Campbell?
Yeah.
That would make me go, oh shit, I'm reading Star Wars.
There's a chart. I mean, no lie. It's like a clock, and it maps out the basic outline of almost.
But what's the book or story?
The Hero with 1,000 Faces.
Is it a book?
Yeah. So
how old is this book?
Probably now it's probably 60, 70 years old.
Did they make it into a movie?
No. It's
I don't like reading.
It's an academic essay. It's
Snorville.
Yeah. Well, it's I'm trying to think of a good example. It's one of those academic essays that became popular culture reading. Not quite. Did you ever read Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance?
No.
It's kind of like that. It's philosophical.
I'm not a nerd.
Anyway, I'm not that kind of nerd.
Yeah, I'm more like a space laser nerd,
Well, the basic idea, the reason he called it a hero with 1,000 faces, is that he said there's only one hero, and we just see like 1,000 different versions of that hero. Basically, Luke Campbell.
Luke Campbell? Is that from
Two Live
Crew?
Luke Skywalker is the same as Harry Potter, is the same as Frodo.
It's the same
as Katniss.
Right.
Yeah. And there's like a chart that says... So anyway, someone could say, like, look, I know what kind of story that George Lucas is telling here. And Vader's last name is Vader, which is the German word for father, right?
Yeah,
and so, like, you could do some mental math and say, hey, wait a minute, do you think... I agree. No one thought that at the time. I didn't think that. No one thought... No one was treating...
making the movie knew that.
Well, and no one was treating Star Wars as, like, an intellectual thing at the time. It was a space laser movie. Fun. You know, now we look at it and we see it as this
overanalyze this more than it should be.
Yeah, probably more than it should be. But it is like, look, man, that resonated. Well,
okay, so as
everyone.
a kid, you know, it's like Yoda's in Empire Strikes Back, and I knew Yoda was going to be in Return of the Jedi again.
Yeah. Okay.
I knew this before going in. I didn't know he was going to. He was going to be in like one little scene, and they were just going to fucking kill him.
Right.
And he was just like, you know, that year that you were gone, I aged really badly. I fell, and I couldn't get up.
Yeah.
And you know, let me tell you, Ghost Obi-Wan, it's pretty fucking useless when it comes to lifting me up.
Right.
You know, he says he's going to become more powerful.
Right, but that's not true.
I think the only thing he's more powerful about is shirking responsibilities.
Well,
sorry, I can't do that.
It's not in the rules.
He's like, we can't do that.
Yeah, that would have been a good one if like Ben had come back and just been like a poltergeist or something like.
Yeah, he's that clown,
right?
That clown doll from the poltergeist movie.
The super long arm. Okay, so Yoda dies, but he passes along some very important information.
He doesn't tell about Leia.
Ben does.
Yeah.
Ben,
okay.
Force Ben, right?
So Yoda does the Jedi thing. Mm-hmm. He's laying in bed. Well, I like when he's like laying in bed and he's about to sleep.
Yeah.
And then Luke's like, no, wait,
right.
not yet. And he turns around and he's like, all right, fine. you faced Vader like I told you not to, and look at you dumbass. You're missing. Right. Now you got to scratch it. You got to wipe your ass and eat with the same hand. Even though he has a robot hand that does everything. But regardless,
probably more effectively than his regular hand. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so. But that's basically why you go back there. I think it closes the door on.
Well, he wanted to show respect to him, and
sure.
kind of like apologize to him, and get some more information. Maybe like, I just find it funny too. It takes place like a year later.
Yeah. Right.
You think within that year, and I know it's the movie. Now we're analyzing and everything. You think he would have went there. I know they were trying to find. So the story was, at least in between, they were trying to find Han.
Yes.
He was probably trying to master being a Jedi. But you think he would come back to him and be like, yeah, I kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
You were right. And he'd be like, go wax my deck.
Yeah.
Sandpaper my deck. Wax my car.
Right. Wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
Luke's on. Well, yeah, so... But that happens, and then the movie kind of goes elsewhere after that.
Then after Yoda dies, he goes out, and then all of a sudden Obi-Wan shows up.
Yeah.
Ghost Obi-Wan.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And this is a scene that, it's like a funny scene that people have pointed out.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost Obi-Wan, like, plays into the fact that he probably could help Yoda when he falls down.
Right.
Because he's like, Luke's sitting down on a log, and then Obi-Wan sits down next to him.
Yeah,
and gives what they call that when they're. It's not like there's a word for it where they're just moving the plot along and they.
A little exposition.
Yeah, exposition scene.
Right.
So there's an exposition scene where basically Obi-Wan basically reveals everything.
Yeah,
and Luke's like, "You told me Vader killed my dad."
Right. Well, in a way.
I kind of did.
Right.
And in a way, I didn't.
I lied to
But then again, here I am, also a ghost.
Yeah.
Sitting down because I'm tired.
Right.
And I need to relax.
Yeah.
And that's where he talks about his mother, and they had to separate. And then he says, you said something, which is weird because he says there was another, right? But how would Luke know there was another? He was flying away when they said that.
Yeah. It is weird. Yeah, because Luke didn't know there was
Luke,
another.
after Empire, here's the thing. After Empire Strikes Back happened,
right.
He went back and rewatched it. So he was aware of all the scenes.
Yes,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Like,
so he went back like Spaceballs.
Yeah.
He rewinded it and was able to watch it, and he was like, "Oh shit, who's this other?"
Well, yeah, because as Luke is flying away, that's when there is another
that cool scene. Yeah,
that's a really cool.
Unless
scene.
say like that X-wing has like really poor like insulation,
and it can't.
No, there's no way.
Right.
So whatever. So he tells him, and that's when he finds out Leia is his sister.
Mm-hmm.
And when you think about it, if you think the Darth Vader thing is ridiculous,
right?
Leia being his sister, as cool as it sounds, is insanely.
It's bizarre.
It's insane. It's like I don't know if my mom spoiled this for me before. Like I don't know if I found out before the movie came out that Leia was going to be her sister.
Right.
It was almost like they were like, okay, we need to top. We did the big reveal.
Yep.
Darth Vader is my dad now,
Yeah.
and how we top this?
How do you top it? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Leia's your
that
sister.
girl over there, she's your sister,
right?
And it's like
it's a topper.
Were they going to be like, and Han's your uncle?
Yeah.
Chewbacca's your cousin.
Bob's your uncle. Han's your name.
C-3PO is your grandpa,
right?
And R2-D2 is your lover.
Yeah.
What?
Right. This is the sound of my soul. Yeah. All right. So you do get a lot of exposition there.
It's a small universe.
Yeah.
For a giant galaxy.
It's rough. I mean,
when you've been hanging out with your sister the whole fucking time.
Yeah. Well, and yeah.
How come Leia is a princess, but Luke is not a prince?
Right.
So when he finds out they're related, does he all of a sudden like, oh, look at
Prince
me.
Luke.
I'm a prince now. And
Yeah.
Leia's like, no, listen, you're trash. I mean, we're friends. I love you. You're my brother.
Yeah.
Now I know you're my brother.
Right.
I know we made out once. We're just gonna pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you're trash. You drink gutter milk.
Go shooting womp rats on the weekend.
Yeah, you garbage. You know, sorry.
Right.
Your Black Friday Walmart sale. I'm going to Target.
Yeah.
Black Friday sale.
Yeah, that is. I don't know. But okay, so the exposition's over, and where do we go from there?
You're back to like they're all meeting now at the Rebel base. And that's when you meet the most boring people ever, Mon Mothma, and that guy with the beard.
Mm-hmm.
And they're talking about, like, there's a new Death Star.
Right.
Oh, I guess actually there was a scene. That's when you meet the Emperor next. The Emperor has arrived.
Yes.
The Emperor has arrived.
Right. Gets off his little shuttlecraft.
Yeah. But here's the funny thing about the Emperor. Okay. This is a classic. How do you make a bad guy into a good guy? You introduce a better guy.
Right. Okay.
That's
how it has to happen.
So Darth Vader is going to become baby-faced in the end of the movie.
Yep.
The only way to do that is to have a bigger threat.
Yeah.
And Palpatine shows up. And
a bigger threat.
He's like,
he does look cartoonishly evil.
I'm evil. I wear a black cloak.
Right.
And
I shoot lightning out of my fingers.
We didn't know that.
No, but
right.
Oh yeah, fair
point.
He
didn't show up in his fingers like, I'm ready to play.
Right.
And he's like, it's like we didn't know that. We didn't know that was going to happen.
Right.
And the funny thing is, I never knew when I watched Return of the Jedi, and I think we talked about this in the other ones. I never saw him as a Jedi. I thought he was just like this gross, or I guess a Sith, even though they don't ever say that word in the original trilogy.
Yeah, you're right.
They don't say that word. It's really bizarre. It's like this weird, like, almost like a weird retcon. Like, everyone started to know what a Sith was by, like, before Episode 1 came out. It was, like, in a lot of the novels. It was, like, it was a word tossed around. I think it wasn't even mentioned in the Marvel Comics. But no one ever said, like, your father became a Sith Lord.
I'm just trying to remember.
What's a Sith?
Yeah.
Wow, it's kind of like a Jedi.
They never said
like
that.
a shit.
Right.
It's a shit Jedi.
Even in the first one, like Episode 4, when Grand Moff Tarkin was talking to Vader about his religion, they never.
But they don't refer to him as evil.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Well, they do say the dark side.
They
Obi-Wan says that's the dark side, and he tells Luke about it. You know, you have to be aware. But he doesn't say Sith. Sure. They don't use any of those words. Emperor Palpatine, as far as I knew, Emperor Palpatine was just like this gross old man.
Yeah.
And then when he is shooting lightning from his fingers, I still never thought, okay, this guy's a Jedi or a Sith or whatever the fuck he's supposed to be.
He looks old, decrepit.
What I always thought he was, and I thought that he was something, and I swore I read this like in a Dark Horse comic, because they did like a similar thing with another character shooting lightning, that it was like a person would tap into an evil spirit, and like Vader was an actual Jedi who was corrupted and became a Sith. But Palpatine is not really. This is prequels, pre everything. Palpatine is just like he's like, and the reason why he looks like that, it's like aging him, taking away. It's like he is tapping into an evil force and using their powers,
using it artificially.
Well, yeah. So not like he's using he's tapping into an evil force, and obviously has an effect on him because he was just quite a stud.
Yeah.
So. I always hated that in Revenge of the Sith when they revealed
Oh yeah.
I kind of wish that when he electrocutes Mace Windu's holding the lightsaber and he's like
right.
I can't, I need to save you.
Yeah.
And it just looked lame, and then he's all of a sudden that's gross burnt monster man.
It's tough.
I kind of would have thought it'd been kind of cool if you remember in Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Rings?
Yes.
When Frodo, he's now on the quest, he has the ring. And he meets up with Bilbo later on. Bilbo's hanging out with the elves.
Right, yeah,
and then he's like, "You have the ring?" And he's like, "I just want to say it one more time."
Yeah.
And then he does that weird thing where he turns and he's like, "Rah!" And he kind of turns into kind of he turns into Gollum.
Yeah.
Yeah, for 1 second, and it's crazy looking. His whole face changes.
Right,
it's
real scary.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry," but I kind of thought that's what they would have done.
I
did this thing where it was he smiles, and then he kind of turns his head, and then he reveals that he's this oh no, I'm evil now, and it's what? I thought you were just a nice guy.
Yeah,
you said old man.
So fast.
No, lie. That's I put this face on. This is my real face.
Yeah.
It just looks like evil man face.
A little razor.
I would have been fine with that. I would have been fine with it. He's this is my true form.
Yeah, gone into it.
He's more. Now that I got you, I don't need to put on this facade anymore. I get to be myself.
Yeah, that's big. Yeah.
My therapist for years was telling me that you just gotta be you.
That's all you can be.
And my me is a evil emperor that wants to control the entire galaxy. And also looks like a hideous Gollum monster.
There's probably some issues.
I'd like to thank you, Dr. Fraser Crane.
Nice.
A good way to tie in Cheers.
Yeah. Yeah, because we had Cheers, right.
Yeah. Okay, so you met the Emperor. Now back to our heroes.
Right.
Back to the heroes. So everybody's getting there. Lando's got a new outfit, a new cape.
Yep.
And he's
looking dapper.
And he's talking with Han. They're cool now. And
yeah.
Han's like, "Look at you, a general." He's like, "Yeah, that's
right."
Me.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I guess he's gonna give him the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And he says this line because originally the Millennium Falcon was not gonna make it in the end.
Okay.
It says to Leia, "I have a feeling I'm not gonna see my ship again."
Right.
And I just remember reading all kinds of hearing people had these lame reasons why they didn't kill Lando. I'm not gonna say it. I'll let you're in mind.
Sure, yeah.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
They lived.
They all lived. Yes.
Okay, so they talk about my favorite is the many Boffins died.
Mm-hmm.
Many Boffins died getting this information.
To deliver this information.
Do they have to make a Rogue 2 now? A Rogue 2 movie?
That'd be awesome.
Where they introduce a bunch of
Boffins
that have no personalities,
right?
And they're just
that would be good.
I love the way the Death Star looks, though, in Return of the Jedi.
We talked
about this
before.
It's not really finished.
No, it's it's not battle damage. It's just not yet finished. But it looks like a ghost ship. It
looks evil.
Mm-hmm.
It looks more menacing, even though it's not this full globe. It's and of course the detail in it's insane.
Right. It's great.
So now they talk about the moon of Endor. They go to the moon of Endor. That's where the force field is being kept up. Mm-hmm. So if they destroy the force field, I guess in the first Star Wars movie, the Empire was like, well, maybe we shouldn't have a shaft on there.
Right.
But I guess the whole ship is like a shaft because...
Well, I think it's because it's not yet built.
It's not built, but there's like a force field protecting it.
Right.
Which makes sense. If you're going to try building this ship, and this giant thing, and you know you're gonna, that any day these rebels are going to show up and attacking it.
Right.
Best force field.
Yes.
And so it's on Endor.
Mm-hmm.
So they all go on. I guess they were able to get a Imperial shuttle, and they're on the Imperial shuttle.
Right.
And this is like, I love this scene. It's like they have like an old code.
An old access code or
to
something.
get on there, and Darth Vader just happened to be sitting there. And it's like Darth Vader, the bureaucrat.
Right.
What is their access code?
Yeah. It seems a little micromanaging for Vader.
Yeah, like, don't you have better things to do?
Right.
Like I can handle this. This
is my job.
This is my job. You choke people.
Right. You choke people.
You take over galaxies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you wipe that old I enter access codes. You don't need to. Okay, let me. He all of a sudden Vader turns into the guy from Office Space.
Yeah,
with the fucking coffee mug, and he's just like,
looking for the TPS reports.
This access codes seem a little outdated, but obviously Vader knew what was up. Like Luke's like, he's endangering the. I'm endangering the mission.
Right.
I shouldn't be here, guys.
Right.
Vader knew he was there.
Yeah,
he did obviously, and then the fucking guy's like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like it's not
or
a
if
trap,
he was like, Luke, I found you.
Right.
He's like all excited. My boy, my bouncing blue-eyed boy.
Oh mercy. Yeah. So they get in, and at the same time, you have Luke heading back from Dagobah.
Yeah, well, Luke already went to Dagobah, and then he's back there. He met them when they were all getting their orders, and he joined them on the mission.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Yes,
that's why I said he's in the ship, and
he's
like, I'm endangering the mission. Obviously, Darth Vader knew.
Yeah,
let him go because he wants to get Luke.
Right, he figures that he can turn him to the dark side.
Yeah, that's the whole mission.
Right,
so,
with a little proximity.
So they land. And then there's that awesome speeder bike chase. That's probably one of the best parts of the whole movie.
Yeah.
When they steal the speeder bikes.
Right.
And they go through Muir Woods in California.
Yeah, the Redwoods, yeah.
Yeah, it's basically filmed like in Muir Woods, the rest of the movie.
Okay, yeah. I knew it was in the California Redwoods. Yeah. I didn't know like where specifically in there.
Well, I'd been there before. It's pretty awesome. And then I've been to Lucas. It's in San Francisco.
Okay.
So they're probably at this point, they're like, I'll just film it in my backyard.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, I'm over this shit already.
Yeah.
3 movies in.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Let's just film in the Redwoods.
Right.
Like they had like other ideas. They're like, it's film in my backyard.
Well, I thought it was a cool scene. I mean, it seemed a little video gamey, but this was before video games were like so wide. I mean, I guess video games were big and widely available, but it seems like a video game.
It is pretty video gamey, but it's an awesome scene.
It is awesome.
And the speeder bike characters look cool.
They do.
The outfits look cool.
Yep.
And, it's kind of cool. Leia is one of the pilots, too, so she's like a badass. Like, she's definitely like more of a badass in this movie.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Even more. Like, Empire, she's kind of like at Star Wars, she's captain, but then she pulls the gun. She's like, move out of the way, boys.
Right, yeah.
I could take him. Pew, 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 pew.
But
and then, like, Empire, she's kind of just, like, there.
She's a leader. I mean, like, you can tell she's
in Empire,
charge.
but she's kind of, like, she doesn't do too much in Empire.
Right.
She's with Han. There's, like, obviously, like...
She's still a sidekick.
In Return of the Jedi, she's, like, a straight-up hero in this one.
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
she's, like, shed the strength.
She's like Black Widow.
Yeah, pretty much in this movie.
Yeah. And it's a good look on Princess Leia.
Yeah.
I mean,
So then, something happens to Leia. She flies off her bike, and they get separated.
Right. Yeah.
And then Luke is now with Han and Chewbacca and R2, and Chewbacca's now this like moron. He's like sees like meat on a stick or something.
Right.
And he's like, "Would you smell something?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Arr." And then like they get caught in a net.
Yep.
And that's when you see the Ewoks. Oh, actually, that's not true. I think you meet Wicket first. When Leia like wakes up, she fell. She's like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And then all of a sudden, this little teddy bear thing shows up, and he's like, "Oh, hey, Jacob, look at me." And that's when she becomes friends with them.
Yeah.
And in the special edition, in the new version, it blinks now.
Oh, okay.
They added like blinking effects on to make them even more creepier.
I was going to say that sounds unsettling. Yeah.
Now you know they're really alive.
Right.
So what do you think of the Ewoks?
Look, that was probably the reason I thought the movie wasn't cool when I was a 8th grader going into 9th grade. It felt like cartoonish and little kiddish.
Originally, it was supposed to be on Kashyyyk.
Yeah.
Which is a planet with trees.
Right.
And it was supposed to be Wookiees. It wasn't supposed to be
little
Ewoks.
teddy bears, right?
Yeah. It was supposed to be Wookiees.
Well, that would have been cool. I mean, look, I think 8th grade me going on 9th grade, I don't think anything would have satisfied me. You know, I think I was just in that mood where I was like, nothing's cool, and blah, blah. I rewatched Return of the
Playboy magazine.
Yeah, right.
With the pages stuck together.
Oh,
because
right.
Just for some reason he used that like glue stick.
Glue stick. Well, I'll tell you.
Mom, I just love glue sticking the pages closed.
It's funny when I watch Star Wars today, I tend to notice like some of the flaws in it. Same with Empire and everything. But when I watched Return of the Jedi recently, I was surprised by how much I liked it. You know, I mean, the opening scene, obviously, very much.
Yeah.
But a lot of the little scenes I liked a lot. I think...
I just think, like... We'll go... Yeah.
No, yeah. I just think it aged well for me.
So, I think... I rewatched it, and it's like the same thing as I said. It's like, you get this amazing scene in the beginning with Jabba and them, and then you get, like... some revelations with Luke, and you meet the Emperor. But once they get to Endor, the movie just becomes so fucking slow and so boring. Like, and then you get these like weird. So then like they get caught. The heroes are caught at court. They're caught,
right,
and they're in that net. Yeah, the net's gross looking. It's like, it's made out of like I think it was made out of meat
Fish
or something.
Or something.
Yeah, it's just nasty. And then. You know, the best is when R2's like slowly cutting it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they all fall.
Right.
R2, of course, doesn't tell them.
No.
But then again, he would just be like, beep, beep, boop, boop.
Right.
And they'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
And then now they're like, they're like tied to spits. Is that what they're called? Like they're like a pig.
Right.
Like they're going to be cooked.
Yeah, they're going to roast them or something.
Yeah, and then like they're getting taken into the village. So these Ewoks are fucking vicious. They're going to eat them.
Well, they do. I mean, like they seem like a pretty organized... Almost like a
tribe of adorable, vicious,
bloodthirsty
teddy bear men.
Yeah. What did you think of the Ewoks? Were you?
I thought they were. I didn't hate them, but like I said, I just found the movie. Even like I said, I mean, I'm a kid seeing this, and I have memories of getting bored.
Yeah.
Around after the speeder bike scene, and then like when the Ewoks and they're in the village. Yeah. And then there's like these like long what's the word again? Exposition scenes. And it's just like it's not done well. It's like it becomes almost like a soap opera. Like a lot of the scenes, like, okay, so you meet the Ewoks and like Luke does this there are some cool things though, like so Leia, like Luke does this thing where because they treat C-3PO as a god because he's golden and everything, and they're like, and he tells them like, tell them that if you don't free me, I will, you'll smite them, and he's like, oh, I can't do that. It's against my program because I'm fucking useless. Right. I also almost got you killed with Jabba earlier. Yeah. So then Luke does that awesome thing and shows that he's a more powerful Jedi. Mm-hmm. He raises C-3PO in the air in his chair that they put him in, so they're scared out of their mind. They think he's like this god now that gets them to free them, and then C-3PO. Then Leia shows up and she has like she has like this new outfit, right, like there's like braids and like this. I was like, what?
Forest Moon Leia.
Who the hell made this for you?
Yeah,
like the Ewoks don't really wear clothes. They have like a headdress, but they're like little fur. They're like dogs. They don't need clothes. Like all the fur is covering up everything they need to hide. And then that's like whatever. It's a new action figure.
Right. I don't know. The Ewok scenes, all of them, they were fine. I think they age well for me. Because I didn't love them at first, and I think that I don't know. I mean, it works just fine, Yeah. And it kind of it does feel like not like a World War II movie or anything, but I like this type of movie where basically the good guys are on the planet. They're doing a recon mission. There's natives on the planet. They have to learn to work with the natives. I mean, like it's
the natives are also threatened by the Empire.
Yes, right, and it's like a trope or a
right. It's not like a new thing. That story's been done before, where heroes in the village start as enemies, and then they find something, and then they're fine.
Well, it's funny because that's the first thing I was thinking when we started this episode. You said that it feels almost like not a made for TV movie.
Well, it's not the. I think what he was saying is just like how the acting was and how like some of the scenes were shot, especially. And it's funny because even though Lucas didn't direct it, you see his hand more like it because there are elements of this movie that feel more like the prequels. This one feels more like the prequels direction, where you have two people sitting down talking to each other. The whole prequel series is filled with and especially by like episode 3, of just Anakin sitting on a sofa talking to Amidala. Obi-Wan sitting on a sofa talking to Amidala. It's like, it's unnatural. It feels like, it's like old school soap opera scenes.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Like, it is. It's like General Hospital or something. And it's like, so they like, the tribe accepts them. There's one cool. I like the scene where C-3PO is like reenacting the story. Because remember in the beginning, in the first movie, he says he's not a great storyteller.
Right.
But there he is telling a great story. And he can do all the sound effects because he's a droid.
Yeah, that was a really cool little part.
And I like my favorite part of the whole movie is when he does "Oh, Darth Vader," and they close up on like a baby Ewok,
and he's all scared.
But it looks like he's also like Vader. And he's like, oh, that's super cute.
Yeah,
that's the best part of the whole entire movie.
Yeah, you're right.
That 2-second scene.
It is kind of a cute scene.
And but like, so then they are like, the leader and the medicine man. They all like, you're now part of the village, and everyone's like, and I love Han's reaction to them because he's just like doesn't take them seriously.
Right. He's
like,
just kind of rolling his eyes.
A bunch of teddy bears. So then and then it's like exposition time.
Right.
It's where, because earlier when Luke sees Leia, like when they met up at the Rebel base, and they're talking about their mission, he's like, I gotta tell you something, and I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
And then he goes to her, and it's like, that's when he tells her, I'm your brother. And Vader's... and then like he's like, I gotta go face Vader. And she's like, run away, you don't have to.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I got it.
Right.
Yeah, you do, because the audience wants to see you guys fight again.
Yeah.
She says that. Remember when she says that? The audience demands.
I don't believe she says that exactly.
You know, she says that the audience demands that you fight.
Right. But she understands that that's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
So then, like, Han shows up, and he's like... Han still thinks that, like, Luke is, like, a rival.
Right, he does. Well, he should. I mean, like...
they made out in front of each other.
Right.
And like, she doesn't... I don't think she tells him there yet that Luke's her brother yet.
Right.
She just kind of like cries and like runs away or something. But okay, so another flaw in this movie. So I'm Luke Skywalker, and I just told Leia
that you guys are siblings.
And I also told you that Darth Vader is my dad.
Right.
Which also means Darth Vader's your dad too. He's the guy who tortured you and blew up Alderaan. And now you gotta live with that.
Yeah.
There was no reaction.
Yeah.
There's no like, oh my God, that's awful. Like, I mean, like Leia would be repulsed. This horrible man.
Yeah, she should have been doing some math in her head and been like,
Like, it's just like, she doesn't make any connection. It's like, oh, cool, I have a brother now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with me as a brother, what comes in the package is that you have Darth Vader. Yeah. That's your dad.
That's a tough one.
And that also means you probably are a Jedi too.
Right.
And they don't even get into that.
No,
it's just like, I'm your sister. It's like there's no... And it's like the audience, you're not... Because she doesn't even acknowledge that Darth Vader's our dad.
The audience has to quickly put all those connections together.
But they don't have to because the scene moves on. And she's just like... She's more like blown away at the revelation that she has a twin brother. Mm-hmm. Luke's her twin brother, basically. And that's it. She doesn't put a thought into...
what this means for the family history or the life she's
lived.
That
I have
I have a genocidal maniac is like my father. Yeah.
And Luke's like, well, you don't really know him like the way I do. I know him differently. You know, he may have cut my hand off.
Right. He's just overprotective
threw me out.
girls.
Threw me out the window. Yeah, he's over there. Who are you dating? better be home before 9. I'm not as forgiving.
Says the Emperor. Yeah. Right. And that feels like, at that point, at least in my
is
head,
that just bad writing?
I think so. I mean, you can never have them act like they're supposed to act. Because Vader's crimes are so
But I mean, just
horrific.
even just have a line and just like, yeesh.
Yeah, they should have expanded.
Or maybe
on
like
that.
later on when she's fighting in the Stormtroopers and she's like a revelation,
right?
Of like, Vader's my dad.
Yeah,
and I'm like, what? Nothing. No, I'll just move on. I mean, it's like, okay, so then Luke goes off. He meets Vader, and again, it's like feels like a soap opera. They meet up in an elevator, and he's like, "Father," like the Stormtroopers. He basically gives himself in, and the Stormtroopers like he showed up, and he's like, "I'll take care of men," and they have a little talk, and they're totally cool. And he's like, "You'll meet the Emperor. You can join me. How's the hand?" Ha ha ha! Just kidding.
Right? Yeah.
Looks like you got a new hand. Like he's talks about his new lightsaber. Doesn't talk about his new hand.
Yeah.
It's probably just like, hey, listen, you know what? It's a family trait.
Right.
You know what? I'm full of robot parts. Consider it in a way. It's like I've passed this gene on to you.
You're into the club.
Where you lose limbs easily. you have a propensity not to hold on to your limbs.
Yeah. Right.
it's a trait the Skywalkers have. But Dad, you're the one. Shut up, son.
Right. Lost every limb I owned.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Standing the higher ground.
I don't think that scene.
If there's any advice I could give you, what is that, Father? Always stand. Make sure you have the higher ground. What the fuck does that even mean, Dad? I don't even know. But look at me. I'm the reason why you make sure you always have the higher ground. Okay, I think it makes sense, but I'm gonna
take your word on it.
Yeah, I'll take your word on that.
I don't think it was a bad scene. Like. I'm going back to the Leia, like, not reacting so much. I think it's just what they had to work with. Like,
it's fine. Were they
going to give her a 20-minute, like...
It doesn't even matter. It's just, like I said, it's just, like, totally ignored.
It does,
like, you can, if you write it good and you pace it good, you could just even get a squeeze in a line or two. It's just like, Darth Vader's my dad. What the fuck?
But it felt like, to me...
They would say fuck in the Star Wars movie. They would say McClunky.
To me, it felt
McClunky.
That was one of the first big signals that the movie's about to end. I know the movie's not about to end. I'm just saying, like...
We're like 2/3 in.
But they're like, when Luke says to Leia, we're brother and sister, and she, they have that moment or whatever. In my head, I'm like, this movie's winding down.
It's not, though.
There's
like
an
hour left.
But they're tying up plot threads. They're like, okay, we're going to resolve this plot element.
Well, now we're leading, that Luke shows up. And like I said, it's like, you get this like string of like 20 minutes of just cheesy acting. Yeah. It's like I said, Empire is like a perfectly paced movie. Maybe the acting in Return might be just as good as Empire, maybe.
Sure.
But the pacing in Empire makes the acting even better, more realistic. The way people talk seems more realistic. It's like you really got to learn who these characters were. And the third one, it does feel like a prequel movie where the characters are just like, they're giving lines.
Yeah.
It's like you're watching like bad Shakespeare in the Park or something. Yeah. It's like it just starts to become like a little cornier. Like, oh my God, Darth, you're my son, my brother, and Darth Vader's my dad.
Yeah.
And it's like
community
theater. Yeah, it's waiting for Guffman. Waiting for Guffman.
Waiting for
Vader. The Jedi. Waiting for Vader would be an amazing movie.
That would be a great one.
So then Darth Vader has that scene with Luke, and like I said, it's super cheesy, and Darth Vader, like, I know there's good in you. No, there's no good in me. And then like, I don't know, they go off and like, we're gonna meet the Emperor. So then and then flashes back. All right, there's a bunch of battle scenes. Ewoks get killed.
Yeah,
Jedi.
They're cool battle scenes.
Yeah,
though. I mean,
the battle scene, the space battle scenes. You get
space and on Endor. I think.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
So what's funny? A really good retcon that they did. I remember watching the movies when I was a kid, even like rewatching it.
Yeah.
The Endor troopers, right? One of the Endor troopers was like an old dude. He had like a white beard.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But they did this awesome retcon. So in the Rebels, in Clone Wars, you're introduced to one of the main clone troopers in the Clone Wars cartoon. I forgot his name. It's not Cody. It's like another guy. And he was one of the main stars. And then when Rebels came out,
right,
because the clone troopers age quicker, when Rebels, the cartoon came out, which is another series, it's supposed to take place I think it's supposed to take place 5, maybe 5 years before episode 4.
Okay.
You're reintroduced to him, and now he's like an old man.
Oh, that's
clever.
And
he rejoins. He's he was able to he was able to get the chip out of his head or something that made him do Order 66. Yeah. So he kind of became him and a couple other clone troopers from the originals, from the Clone Wars series.
Became the conscience.
Yeah, I guess. Well, they were able to get that coat. They were able to either get it out, or so they were their own guys basically. And he had a beard and an old man, and you find out they even tell you in the season finale of series finale of Rebels, they show you how the rest of them tie in, and they said that he went to go fight on the Battle of Endor, and they show him, and so he was that old man was a clone trooper.
Oh my God.
That's an awesome tie-in.
Yeah, that is cool.
That's one of my. That's a little better than some of the other tie-ins. That one makes sense.
Right.
I believe that more.
Yeah.
Than Luke and Leia being brother and sister.
It does seem more truthful, yeah.
Yeah, sure, okay. It's a fun little tie-in. It's I thought that was awesome because it's and probably the guy who worked on Clone Wars and Rebels probably even, he's probably a couple years older, but he probably watched it. He was like, why is this old guy? He's like, you got these clone troopers. I mean, you have these Endor troopers,
right?
But then you have this 70-year-old man, and then it makes sense. He's a clone trooper. Who joined them and is part of the rebellion. Yeah. So now Luke is in the chamber with Darth Vader and the Emperor. Right. And they're on the Death Star. Yes. And the Emperor is talking to him and gaslighting him. I guess.
He's trying to convert him to the dark side. I mean,
look at him. So charismatic.
Right, yeah.
So, I'd be like, holy shit, you're a weird, wrinkly, gross old man in a black cloak.
Well, yeah, you gotta be able to...
where do I sign up?
Yeah.
Do you have a pen? You look like... I don't get a bad vibe from this. I don't see this going in a bad direction.
Yeah. Yeah. It's none of that, but yeah.
No, none of that.
None of that. But it is kind of a crazy scene though, where you have Luke, the father, and Luke, Vader, and the Emperor.
So the Emperor, according to the prequels, is he technically Darth Vader's dad?
I mean, I guess you could argue that,
because they did that whole stupid thing where Anakin was like I said, a Jesus birth. Yes. She said there was no father.
Right,
but she's like, listen, you know what? I'm a slave.
Yeah.
Watto was pimping me out.
Hey, that happens, right?
Another space traveler. And she's like, listen, I don't know who the dad was because, it's like, you ever watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia? The character Charlie?
Yeah, yeah.
And his mom, you find out the mom was like a hooker. And the joke is that Charlie might actually be Frank Reynolds' son.
Right, because
he went to her a lot. She was like a prostitute in the neighborhood, and supposedly he went to her a lot. Right. So they've said that there's a good chance that he might be. So maybe Palpatine is so you got. Let's just say Palpatine's the grandpa.
Sure.
For this version of Return of the Jedi. Okay. Grandpa is like the grandpa from King of the Hill.
Cool.
He's a total asshole. What was his name again? With the shins.
He had no shins.
That guy was awesome. This is like a wrinkly Bobby. Yeah. I always love that. You can tell he looks like Bobby. So yeah, I don't know, Darth Vader at this point is he's not again, it's it's episode 4. He's like Grand Moff Tarkin's bitch. Right. Empire Strikes Back, he gets to be his own man. Yes. And that's where he's the biggest badass. And then Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, he's
the Emperor shows up again, and now he's subservient to this another wrinkly old man.
It doesn't make a ton of sense. I mean, I can see, look, what you said at the beginning, they wanted to make him a good guy.
You bring in a better guy.
Right, and that makes sense.
In the Marvel comics, Venom was a bad guy.
Yeah.
And then eventually, Venom was so popular, but it's how many times are we going to have Venom show up as a villain? Mm-hmm. And people love him so much, let's convert him into a lethal protector. Sure. They had a mini-series plan, so what they did is they brought in a new character.
Oh, okay.
Called Carnage.
Yeah, right.
Carnage came from, I guess Venom, or when what's his face was in the jail cell, he shared it with Eddie Brock.
Eddie Brock, yeah.
He was caught at some point. Mm-hmm. He was in jail, and he shared a cell with a crazy person. Brilliant move on the jail cell people. It's like, hey, let's put the guy who was Venom with the serial killer, Cletus Cassidy.
Right,
so
yeah.
The Venom Symbionite comes to rescue him, and a little piece tears off from the bar. Yeah. Lands on Cletus Cassidy, and he becomes like this crazy character Carnage. Where you can, like, shoot spikes. I know this is turning into something else, but whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, and when I saw that, I was like, okay, I see where this is going. I mean, this is years after Return of the Jedi, but I'm like, they're Darth Vadering Venom.
Right.
It's like, we don't get along too well, Spider-Man.
That makes sense.
But we're going to have to team up to take down this guy, because I may be a lethal protector. This guy's a psychopath.
Right, pretty much.
I only kill people that deserve to be killed, which is like kind of crazy.
That's a little crazy.
But this guy just kills everything.
Yeah.
It's like the Emperor. It's like, hey, I may be a Sith Lord that chops heads off of children.
But yeah.
But this guy is a wrinkly, gross old man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think. Yeah, that is something. But it's. Do you want to still finish up on the scene with the Emperor and the?
What I mean, it's like the
long,
movie like starts cutting into different scenes. It's like, so the first movie, it's like it just focuses. It doesn't really cut into. Like, it cuts to different action, but once all the heroes are together, you don't have like 5 stories going on. And then Empire.
No, this one goes back and forth between the 2 stories.
In Empire, it goes back between 2 stories with Luke and Vader, and then what's happening to Leia and Chewbacca. Then in Return of the Jedi, now you're forced to. It's split into 3.
Yeah.
Luke, Emperor, and Vader. Leia, Han, the rest of the gang on Endor. Billy D. Lando.
Yep.
And weird Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Inside the Millennium Falcon. Remember that thing freaked the shit out of me.
Oh yeah,
He's like,
me too.
He'd be like, and it would like his face, and it was like so gross looking.
Yeah,
and
that was rough.
He's like a weird mouse, monkey, fish head.
Yeah.
Nine Numb is his name. And I remember ordering the figure in the mail. Like back in the day, they used to do those, like if you cut off like 3 proofs purchases.
Right.
And like, you sent like $2. In like 9 months, you got the figure.
Yeah.
And Nine Numb was one of them.
Oh yeah.
Admiral Akbar was one of them.
Cool.
And
Love it.
And Anakin Skywalker was one of them.
Oh wow. Okay.
That was a good one. Anakin Skywalker. So, no, I just jumped. I just spoiled the movie.
Well.
Oh shit. Okay, so all of this battles happen. We don't need. We can't. The special effects. The special effects are great. It holds up. Like, remember when the ships speed into the battle?
Yeah,
and,
that is really cool.
Shows up and
you have this sense of momentum and
the way it's like zooms in, it stops. Like, I don't even know. Like I said, I'm always like, I'm watching them like when they're going through the Death Star in the end. Like, how'd they even make it back then?
Right.
There's no CGI back then. There is like a little bit of CGI. Do you remember when they show the Death Star effect with the globe? That was CGI, and that's Pixar. That's Lucas' company. He started Pixar, and everything is owned by Disney now.
Yeah, that's. I don't.
And that thing that looks like Mickey Mouse inside the Millennium Falcon, it all makes sense, dude. We knew this was going to happen. It was inevitable. It's like Thanos says, "I'm inevitable."
Right.
It's like it was inevitable that Disney would own
all
of this. So you get all the Ewoks fighting the Empire. Han and Leia, they're trying to like break into that bunker. So like basically their job is to get rid of the force field.
Yeah.
Make sure the force field's down.
And that's why they're on Endor in the first place, because that's where the generator is.
Yeah.
And,
That thing is protecting the Death Star.
Right.
They don't have the little mine shaft that they find the size of a womp rat.
This seems easier anyway, but
it does. It's funnier. There's still challenges to be met, but it seems like a more realistic. Like we can do this, guys.
Yeah.
If we just get our shit together.
Right.
And it's just funny because like I remember like the story was like you get this like tribe of teddy bear things taking down a well-trained army with high-tech weaponry.
Yeah.
Even though the idea of chicken leg walkers, the ATST things, walking in the woods is probably a stupid vehicle to use for.
They just don't seem very efficient.
I love all the effects, like when they were destroying like the 2 logs.
Yeah. That was cool.
And then they would roll the logs, and it'd be like, whoop,
right,
whoop, 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 and they'd fall. And then of course Chewbacca takes one over.
Does he?
Yeah, him and like 2 Ewoks.
Oh yeah.
He was friends with 2 Ewoks.
Yeah.
And there was like one that looked like a chocolate bar, and then the other one was like super cute, and they'd be like. And they would like pat Chewbacca, right? Good job. I mean, I see why people hated them. They just like, it's like you get this trilogy. You just came out of Empire Strikes Back 2, and then it's like it felt like you were being forced. It was like a backdoor pilot to something else.
Yeah,
they're like, I want to sell Ewoks. This is like a new toy line, and I'm going to use the last third of this movie. Yeah, this trilogy to basically sell
pimp out
Ewok toys. Yeah. And I mean, whatever, but I could see how an audience would be like
annoyed by that.
This kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And then and then you have the scene with the Emperor and Return and Darth Vader, and it's super serious. It's like everything in the galaxy. You know, you have the ultimate evil here,
right?
And then it's like cut to Wicket throwing his he's like playing a rock and he hits himself in the head, which is really funny. But it's like I can see how people would be taken out of the moment. It's like
it is.
If it was Wookiees, it would be like so much sicker.
It'd be easier to suspend your disbelief because you'd be invested in it. You know, that's something.
Well, they also have technology too.
That's true.
And they're also like 7 or 8 feet tall. I wonder if it was like budgetary reasons. Like this seems too expensive. I have an idea.
Right.
Cut them in half.
Yeah.
Cut them in half. We can double up the Ewoks.
Well. So okay, so we're.
Just you know what? They take down the ship.
Yep.
Lando fucking blows up, then they escape. It's amazing looking, though. But it's amazing looking, like the effects, like when they fly into the center of the Death Star. I mean, it is freaking huge how big this is.
It's like you're there.
Again, I never always try to understand the scale. Now, the second Death Star is bigger than the first Death Star. It's supposed to be like double or triple the size of the original Death Star.
Yeah, I never saw like a side-by-side comparison, but I remember the second one was
They show it in Episode 7. Because they're like, and then Hans is like, I just got a bigger Death Star blow up. We've done this before, guys. How many Death Stars we've blown up? Right. And in between the trilogies, we've blown up like 6 Death Stars. We didn't film those. So let's just focus on Han. I mean, not Han. Oh, Leia gets hurt.
Yeah.
And then Han thinks, but then she pulls out a blaster, shoots someone, and that's where he goes, I love you. And she goes, I know.
Yeah, that was great.
It's like a nice little throwback to Empire when he did that to her. Some people would say, and I remember reading a review of this when I was younger. This is going back years. I don't know who the critic was. I don't think it was Gene Shalit. I'm pretty sure. It doesn't sound like him. They said that Return of the Star Wars trilogy, you could talk about each character has a story arc. Han Solo's story arc is the demasculinization of Han Solo. Han Solo is the alpha male character in Star Wars. He's like, he shoots Greedo. He's a badass. He doesn't take shit from anybody. He's like machismo. He's like what guys think they want to be, or what guys think they are, or whatever.
Right.
He's like, he doesn't give a shit.
No, he embodies all that.
Yeah. By Empire, he's still like that. But then he's getting knocked down a couple of pegs.
Right.
And then he gets his ass frozen.
Yeah.
And then in Return of the Jedi, he gets saved by a woman.
Right. And puppets.
And puppets. Muppets.
Yeah.
And then he's just like going with the flow. And then he's now on a planet with furry, cute teddy bears. And he's just like, dude, I used to hang out with chicks, drink, shoot Rhodians whenever I felt like it.
Yeah.
And now I'm ripped. I'm on this forest planet with teddy bears.
Nothing to eat but soy.
Nothing to eat but soy. I'm a cuck now.
Yeah.
A soy boy. What's the other word? Libtard. Libtard. Han Solo literally becomes a.
That's funny. Yeah.
No, but none of the word soy boy and
right, yeah, of course.
Like that. But I remember reading this review, and I thought that was like the funniest thing I ever read. But when you watch the movie, you realize, by the third movie, he's like, like the joke is they always say like some women will date like a man, and that's like bad for them,
right?
And they joke is they'll be like, well, I could change him.
Yeah, good luck.
Han Solo sells that argument. Yeah. You see Han, and you're like, I could change him. Right. Well, guess what? She did.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, he's just like, well, go get the dish. I'll do the dishes now.
It is. Yeah, and it's obviously not that.
And I'm totally kidding. I don't play in that type of arc. I'm telling you, this is what I read years ago as a kid. Like, this is an older review. And but when you watch the movies, you do see
that progression, for sure.
Of him. Yeah, and then he grows those man. Actually, you know that show Transparent?
Right.
On
was
Amazon?
that him?
That was him. Yeah, it was on Solo.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, that is a weird one.
Yeah, sure. Okay, back to Luke. Okay, so Luke is now... I forgot what... so he's basically... While everything's... Because you get to that dark point where you don't know if, like, the hero is going to save the day.
Right.
Like, the Empire is... like, when they capture the rebels.
Yeah.
And then, like, the ships are crashing in the space battle.
Yeah.
They're losing ships. And the Emperor's like, y'all rebels are dying. I set them a trap. Like, he's like, and it works. Like, he's like doing the typical villain of like explaining to Luke how he was the one who let them. He's the one who basically gave them the information. He's the one who provided it. It was all a trap.
Yeah,
and you fell for it. It seems kind of like excessive,
right?
Like,
I agree.
But wouldn't you just like turn the Death Star on, just blow up, find the coordinates where the rebels were, and just blow them up? Just shoot the laser there,
right? It seems like there'd be a much easier way to do this.
I'm a little bit of a drama queen. That's what he said. Listen, I did a little theater back in the day, and I prefer. That's a strong finish.
Yeah.
You know, third act. If I just showed up, blew it out of space.
Right. Knew I had to top him at least.
Yeah. I like a little drama in my life.
Yeah. Well, and I think
my therapist told me. Emperor Palpatine's therapist.
Yeah, that'd be a great job. That'd be a great job.
He's gone through many of them.
Yeah.
Because he electrocutes.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah.
Well, you have to play your bill. Now I know.
Well, I guess we should jump to that scene, right? Like,
okay. So that's this when he basically, like you say, he's revealing that there's no hope, and that's when he's tempting Luke, and he's like, "Strike me down," and
And it's a pretty masterful.
And that's when Luke grabs the lightsaber, and that's when Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And then they cross swords, and the Emperor's like sitting there like, "Heh,
yeah,
just as I planned.
Right.
It's working out."
But he probably should have not said that right there and then.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, typical villains. They always play their cards. They always reveal themselves in the end. So it cuts back and forth. Darth Vader and Luke are beating the shit out of each other. And then there's that scene where Luke does that cool kick on him, knocks him down the stairs.
Nice.
And then he does some other stuff to him. I forgot. They fight. Yeah. You could tell Luke is more powerful than him now. Darth Vader just feels older in this movie.
He does.
He seems tired.
Tired for sure.
It's like, what happened? What happened to you? It's like the same thing with Yoda. It's like Yoda just died. Darth Vader's like, well, I gotta die now. Luke is strong, definitely like Darth Vader's still powerful, but it's not like Empire when they fought and Darth Vader whipped his ass. This is like
Darth Vader's a shell of what he was.
Yeah. And then but Darth Vader starts playing with him, and Luke's hiding from him, and that's when he says sister.
Yeah.
If you do not join the dark side, maybe she will. And that's when he comes out and he's like, no!
Gets a renewed burst
and he just
of energy.
Starts beating the shit out with a lightsaber. And that's when he and he's doing full rage.
Yeah.
So Luke's beating the shit out with a lightsaber, and then Darth Vader starts to fall, and that's when Luke cuts off his hand.
Yes.
Kind of like what Darth Vader did to him.
Yeah, it's another parallel.
And he's like in full rage, so it's like he's being tempted. It's like he's being tricked, though. He's being duped. Like, he's being tempted by the dark side. He's seeking revenge. And then but then the Vader's, that's when the Emperor's like, good.
Yeah.
I was getting tired of him.
Right.
You don't need a suit to keep you alive. You're young and virile.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, what a gross word.
It is.
Virile. Especially when the Emperor says it in that scene.
In that
when he says
voice.
That, young and virile.
Well,
he didn't say that.
No.
But he's like good, and then like Vader's sitting there, and Luke, like, he sees what he does, and it's like it is one of the best scenes in the movie.
It's a great scene
where Luke looks at Vader's wrist, and it's robot parts. Yeah. And then he looks at his hand with the black glove. And like, it's not like the black glove. It's funny. The movie didn't start with the black glove. He just put the black glove on because his hand was exposed.
He wanted to cover it up.
But it almost shows you a path too. The black glove like leads you. It's like a path to like you're gonna be like Vader.
Yeah, Vader wears black gloves
to cover up.
Yes.
Robot parts.
Yeah.
Everybody knows when you wear a black glove,
right?
You probably got a robot hand.
Exactly.
And that's what I thought for years when I was a kid. I see people with black gloves, and I'd be like,
"Well, what were you to think? What were you to
think? Robot hands."
Well,
remember that movie Doctor No?
Oh yeah.
Was he supposed to have robot hands? I remember he was like crushing things with his,
but that sounds right.
With, like his hands, they would like. I swore he crushed things. He just had like black gloves, like that looked like doctors. I don't know. Doesn't even matter. Okay. But that's when he like looks and that's when he realizes it's like he decides, okay, I'm gonna I reject this, and it's like the same thing like when he decides to fall in Empire. He's being tempted by the dark side, and he's like looking at his hand, and he takes the lightsaber, throws it down, and he tells the Emperor, "No,
right,
I'm a Jedi, just like my father before me." I don't know. And then,
there's also that great scene where you see the Emperor doing the Force lightning on.
Well,
Luke.
That's when he does that to him.
Yeah,
and that's when he goes and die.
Yeah,
and that's when he does the lightning for the first time.
And you see that, like you see it reflect in Vader's.
As it's happened, Luke starts getting electrocuted, and he's just shocking the shit out of him.
Yeah, like savagely.
Yeah, and he's like, "Father, please, no, please, Father."
Yeah, well,
Daddy.
But it's having an effect on Vader because you see in Vader's eyes the lightning and everything.
Yeah,
and you start like the audience, I think.
Well, when he gets up,
and
that's when you see the shift, and he's like,
you start cheering for Vader.
He picks him up, and then I always think about it. I'm like rewatching. I'm like, well, that the new version, right? What they did?
Maybe. What do they do?
I don't. When he says no.
Oh yeah.
He now says no.
Oh, okay, cool.
Which honestly, I don't hate it. I remember when they first announced it, I thought it was cheesy, but when he's like, no, he picks him and throws him into a pit.
Yeah.
Is it necessary? I don't know. I think they did it to tie in because everyone hated the no in the end of Revenge of the Sith when he says that. So it was like a callback. It was like Lucas's attempt because like this is the Blu-ray, so the prequel's already out for a couple years. So it was like him like trying to like, oh, it's like poetry. You ever hear him talk about like the circle effect? It's like poetry, and each movie is really like a reflection, like where one movie ends, the other movie begins.
Yeah.
And he says this. Some people have like dissected to see if he really did write it like that.
Sure.
And there are some truths to it, but some of it is a little contrived. So that's his like attempt to like do the no. It's like a callback, and it's it's him now. No is like when he lost his humanity,
right?
And now no is he's getting his humanity back, and he throws the Emperor down a shaft, and then the Emperor like explodes.
Yeah.
Even though he might be back in Return of the
Sure.
Jedi.
Well,
I always thought, like, how he died, though, is it's like, I mean, like, so he's electrocuting Luke, but I guess when Sith Lords are electrocuting people, they're like, they just can't break out of their electric mode.
Yeah.
Because he just, like, picks them up, and like, the Emperor's just like, he's like electrocuting up, like he's like a cat that doesn't even know. Like, I pick up my fat cat buddy sometimes, and my cat's just like, what's going on?
Right.
like kind of frozen for a second. It's like the Emperor's like, no one picks me up. I'm like the Galactic Emperor. No one even goes near me. I'll like kill them. And he just gets picked up and tossed down a shaft.
Right. It's a very ignoble way to go, but like fitting.
Yeah. And then Vader's being shocked the shit out of, and obviously he doesn't have the young Vera,
but he has he's a
lung capacity
younger.
that Luke has.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Luke somehow makes it out okay.
Yes.
He got electrocuted. How come Luke didn't turn into a wrinkled up monster man?
That's a good question. Electrocuted?
He should have been like.
I think it's using that
when you do it to your face.
Yeah.
Just when you do it to your face, that's when you turn into a monster man. But when other people do it to you,
right?
You just get hurt.
Oh,
it's fine.
Yeah.
There's no reason to go into that. So, and then that's when Luke. I always like that scene too when like Luke grabs him, and it's like when the Death Star's about to blow up, and and they're escaping. They're like everyone's like running, and here's Luke carrying. Like he's carrying Darth Vader. Darth Vader's like double his size.
Yeah. Oh,
I always found it kind of funny. Like you're his dad, man. Like. Did you not eat right on Tatooine? you should be like 7 feet tall like your father. Right? You're like 5'2".
Yeah,
but Carrie. Actually, it was kind of believable that like Carrie Fisher would be his twin sister.
Right? Yeah.
Mark Hamill's not a tall man.
No, and that would make much more sense.
Yeah. So, and that's when they like stop for a second. He puts him down. He's like, "Listen, Luke, let me see you with my own eyes."
Yeah, and
he's like, "Father, but you'll die." I mean,
yeah. Well, it's going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
But he pulls off the mask. It's like a nice little scene,
But my God, when I was a kid and I saw that,
yeah,
I was like, he looks like fucking Humpty Dumpty.
He did look like Uncle Fester or something.
He did look like Uncle Fester. He does. He's like, they put a light bulb in his mouth and lights up. Like, what was the guy's name? Who played Uncle Fester?
Oh, I don't remember.
I forgot his name. Like, I always thought he was a little rascal, but he wasn't. He was like a famous Jackie Coogan.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he was like famous for being in like Charlie Chaplin movies. And,
right, yeah.
They had like made laws based on his name to protect child actors. Because
right.
I guess like his parents stole all his money, and then he had to become Uncle Fester, and then he had to become Darth Vader.
That's a tough way.
Thanks, Mom. Yeah. Now I'm a Sith Lord. Yeah, it was very disappointing, actually. I don't know what anyone would expect when they would reveal his face.
Right.
But it wasn't that.
It was not
he was just like this pudgy,
nebbish,
pale, nebbish. Yeah, it was Woody Allen.
Well, it did not look as daunting or.
Well, I mean, I think at the same time it was to show you that under that
he's
mask.
A softie.
What? He's a softie? Yeah, that's it. No, I mean, I think it would just show that he was a broken, fragile.
That's true.
He shouldn't even really be alive. He's not really alive. The machine, because he clearly can't live. Like,
right.
Take the mask off and everything. He's dead. Like seconds later, he just wants to see his son with his own eyes, and he's like, "Tell your sister, she was right. You were right." Like, dude, you just threw an old man down a shaft.
Yeah.
I mean, are you really that good? He killed younglings.
Right. Yeah, a lot of them.
He killed, a lot of younglings. And he probably killed a lot of people
in
your Darth Vader days. I mean, but I threw the old monster man down the shaft. I'm a good guy now. I get to go to heaven.
Well, you pick your battles.
Yeah. He defeated a more evil thing.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Exactly, and that's what you said.
It's like when Milo revealed Richard Spencer's emails. It's like he's trying to be like Darth Vader.
Right.
Like, look, I'm a good guy.
Exactly. He's still a horrible piece of shit. But I see how he'd think that would work. So, yeah. Well, what is it? That's Return of the Jedi, right?
So then you
have the wrap up on.
They get back, and then he has like the funeral fire for like
the armor.
Well, I guess his body. He just like
probably
like a funeral like a pyre, whatever the hell they call it, like
a funeral pyre.
Is that the word?
Yeah, Pyre.
Yeah, and what's interesting is remember how Episode 1 ended when they did the same thing with Qui-Gon?
Oh yeah.
Qui-Gon, they did the same thing.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah,
because Darth Vader did. I guess he didn't get the fade,
right?
Because Well, it's like weird. You found out in the prequels and stuff that like you had to like learn to do that. You couldn't just die and do that. You had to like train to be able to become one with the Force.
Yeah.
So Darth Vader obviously wasn't training to be in the Force, and he was also evil. Then he doesn't get to like. It's like I gotta be cooked. I gotta be cremated. I don't get to just fade into dust. I have to literally be burnt to ashes. So then, what scene you want to talk about? You want to talk about the original ending with the cool Ewok song, or the weird Enya one?
Oh, where they let's do the original one.
Okay, I mean, well, we can talk about the other one real quick too. Well, the original one had the best song.
It was a great one. Very catchy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an awesome song. I loved it. I think I got the words wrong.
Right. Yeah.
Might have gotten the words right. And then you see the cast and crew. And the crew shows up.
Yeah,
right. They're like, "Hey, we're in the movie too." And it's like Spaceballs, like the stunt doubles in there.
No, you see a selection.
Yeah,
right? Like
it's a smattering. The best boys in there holding the boom. The whole movie just falls apart. It's like Blazing Saddles in the end.
Yeah.
This is on the set the whole time. No, but that's when like Luke he like joins them and hugs everybody.
Right.
And then Luke turns his head and he sees Ghost. He sees Ghost Obi-Wan. Okay. Ghost Yoda. Ghost Yoda is on a log, which I think is super cute. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, in comes Ghost Anakin.
Ooh.
The older one.
Yeah.
And like Obi-Wan just kind of like, hey. And they're like, no hard feelings, right? You know, I did have the higher ground. And Yoda's just like,
what did I tell you?
What the fuck do you get to be here? You're a horrible. You killed younglings.
Yeah, that is kind of like
a ghost battle.
Right.
They cut that out.
That would have been awesome.
So, and then let's go to the special edition version.
Okay, sure.
There's two versions of the ending. There's the long version. Again, now it cuts into. They wanted to show in the special edition all these celebrations. They got rid of the Ewok song. Right. It turned into like this weird like loo 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 loo. It was like Enya or something. People were like, what is this shit?
Right.
And then they would show Cloud City and everybody was cheering, and then they showed Tatooine, Mos Eisley, and everybody was cheering. I guess the news was out.
Right.
Empire's fallen. And then I remember when Return came out, they're like, the big deal about Return of the Jedi was it was the first time we were going to get to see Coruscant.
Right, yeah. The diplomatic city, right.
Yeah. And it was like a never before seen. And when you think about it, it's cool. But at the time when it came out, you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
like,
it's hard.
It's a weird thing. It's like you give it was like any new footage back then when the special edition came out.
Oh, it's gold, yeah.
It was gold because there was no other content.
Right.
So to see like Coruscant, and we knew that it was going to be part of the prequels, it was awesome. You see them knock over the statue.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back, and then you see Luke, he sees the ghost, and then they did a new version when the DVDs came out, where they now added Naboo. And you hear
I read
a thing that sounds like Jar Jar. Like,
so
free!
Right.
And like everyone's cheering.
Yeah.
And then they updated the Coruscant, where I think they redid the buildings, and they showed the Jedi Temple in the distance. Like
the big pyramid,
and the old Senate building in the background. And then when Luke looks at the ghost, Obi-Wan's there, Yoda's there, and then instead of the old Anakin,
instead of David Prowse, it's Hayden, right?
Hayden Christensen shows up, young Anakin, right? And this is where Yoda and Luke and Obi-Wan are like, "What the fuck? We were good guys, As far as we know, we were doing the right thing.
Did what was told.
You fucking killed. Listen. We may have killed some things over time and did things. One thing I could tell you we didn't do was kill fucking younglings.
A room full of children.
Room full of children.
Yeah,
you're a psychopath, and you get to come back as a 22-year-old ghost. Fuck this shit.
You wonder about
everything you knew about the Force. You're like a ghost. You're like, what the fuck? I sat in a hut in a swamp for 20 years so I could get this moment, and you throw an old gross man down a shaft that means you have to think about saving your son. You're like, I gotta think about it.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'll do the right thing. For once, I'll do the right thing. And You get to come back as a 22-year-old ghost.
Hey.
It's bullshit.
Good deal.
And that's when he put on his glasses.
Yeah, right.
And he went, deal with it. And then the movie ended.
Yeah.
And that was it.
And it was a good movie.
Was it?
Yeah. Well, look,
the
ending didn't happen that way. Yeah.
Or Yoda turns and he's like, what happened to the other guy?
I'm getting too old for this shit.
No.
He's
like, what happened to the other guy? I'm here now.
Yes.
I don't know what you are.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
Because in the movie, again, problem with the prequels and the trilogy. As far as you know, Vader has no fucking clue what Yoda is. In the trilogy,
right? As
far as you know, Darth Vader has no clue that Yoda exists. Yoda is like the secret. It's like when you're introduced to him in Empire, when there's a revelation where Obi-Wan tells him that he trained me. Because throughout the whole trilogy,
right? Okay.
Darth Vader only says to Luke, Obi-Wan has trained you well. And as far as he knows, he's the one training him, even after he fucking killed him.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even make any sense. Like, dude, you killed him, like...
He wasn't aware of a second trainer.
Or anything. Yeah. As far as he knows, there's no such thing as Yoda. He wouldn't know what Yoda was because he was evil. It's like you have to be good. You have to be really on the... It's like, that's what made, like, Yoda to me, like, a mystical force. It was like, if you are good, you get to be... It's like...
You can tap into the good,
and you will be taught by a real true Jedi master.
Yeah.
But because Darth Vader was evil, he never met Yoda.
Right.
And he got tempted by the dark side, and the Emperor took him over. And then, as far as you know, the Emperor has no clue what Yoda is either. It's not like, I mean, obviously, again, the prequels, I don't expect like a line where the Emperor's like, "How is my green little friend doing? The one that I threw Senate seats at."
Right, little exposition.
My little green friend. And Luke will be like, he's fine.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that all makes sense.
He's dead. Thanks for asking. He died in his bed, pathetically. Lord.
Yeah.
It's like, it's one of those weird things when you watch like the trilogy. I don't think anyone gives a shit about this stuff, except for
people that
us who hyper focus on these movies way too much.
Well, it is. I mean, like, once you start to put all the pieces together, you want all the pieces to fit. You know, I mean, you want.
Well, if you watch all 6 movies, see, the thing is, I never watched the 6 movies like that. I'm curious to see, and I'm wondering if anyone does that. Anyone watches those movies now? Let's say like a 20-year-old, never seen Star Wars. Someone would really pick up on it, and they watch episode 1 through 6.
Yeah.
Would they leave going, oh yeah, that was a real cohesive story. That made total sense.
No. And it's not even a balanced story. I mean, it starts off as like, oh, this is the story of Anakin. And then it's like, oh, this is the story of Anakin's children. And I guess it makes sense in that sort of way, but...
Well, I'm talking about all the hole, the
plot
huge
holes,
freaking holes. Right. It doesn't flow right. It's like...
Yeah. I'll bet you there's a decent number of people that watch it for the first time kind of like that. Like binge it on Netflix over the course of a couple days.
You mean like Disney Plus?
Well, yeah. Well, now. Or, they'll binge it on some service. And I don't know. You always hear people debating, should you start with episode 4 or start with episode 1?
Of course, the theory was start with 4, 5, skip 1, watch 2, watch 3, watch 6 after.
Right.
It's like when Darth Vader tells him that, hey, I'm your dad, I'm Anakin, and it's like, what the fuck? And then it's like, oh, now we can go back in time.
Now we'll tell that story.
And we can see that story, and that's kind of a cool way to watch it. But just ignore 1. I still think, though, there are some elements in 1 that, like, makes sense. Okay, well, we're going to wrap this up.
All right, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we're going to talk about this other movie that comes out. I think it was the Ewok Adventures.
Right.
And, Willow. Does Willow count as a Star Wars movie?
Gosh,
it's like a Lucas movie.
Like it.
Howard the Duck is a Lucas film. Does that fit into the Star Wars movies?
No.
The Disney's Black Hole, does that count as a Star Wars movie?
Yes, that one does.
I think that there's like these theories that Disney is trying to shoehorn the black hole into the Star Wars universe.
Are you being serious?
Well, okay. So the black hole was like Disney's attempt at making like a Star Wars movie.
Yes, it was one of their first PG movies.
And it came out like what, late 70s, early 80s, and it had like those weird droids.
Yeah,
I just remember being like really dark as fuck.
It was,
and I had no idea what was going on. I was watching it as a kid. Like all of a sudden, like the guys in that red suit, man.
Yeah, well, he went to hell. Like that was the thing, is that it was a cool idea. Like, there's a derelict space station parked at the edge of a black hole.
Yeah.
And these people went to investigate or anyway, it almost sounded like, what was that one with Sam Neill?
Oh, Event Horizon.
Yeah, Event Horizon.
Just less horrific.
Yeah.
But he's like, in the end of the movie, he's like in that red suit. You see the eyes. And
when they went through the black hole, he went to hell and he became that robot. Like, remember, like,
that's dark as shit.
He's standing on a mountain and it's on fire. Yeah.
So, because the people have said, like, BB-8 looks like, really just looks like one of those droids from
Old Bob.
Black Hole.
Yeah.
And then someone tweeted a joke and said, leaked footage of the ending of Rise of Skywalker, and it was that footage of, like, the red monster droid when you see the eyes in the inside. And I was like, what? And then I'm like, I could totally see that. It'd be like Disney's way of like going, haha, we got
right. We're gonna tie it all together.
We're gonna tie it all together now. Yeah, Black Hole is part of the Star Wars universe. You can escape us. You know what? We're gonna put fucking Tron in there too. We're gonna work Tron in there. We're gonna put all our failed attempts into these movies.
It's gonna be our Ready Player
Darkwing
One.
Duck's gonna show up. Darkwing Duck and the Rescue Rangers.
Yeah,
it's gonna be sick.
Well, where do you put Return of the Jedi in the?
Oh man, I hate those orders. You know, I'll be honest with you. Empire's the best. Everything else is wherever I feel like that day. I will say, like, Empire, obviously the original trilogy is still the best movies. Empire being the best. I think Star Wars and Return have they have great moments. They're not my favorite movies, so they battle each other.
Right.
And then after that, it's like I don't care what anyone says. I enjoy it. I have to rewatch episode 7. I haven't rewatched in a while. I enjoy episode 7.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
I don't hate episode 3. Even it's the best one of that prequel because it felt like there was. I think truly just based on Ian McDermott's being when he becomes the Emperor. It's cheesy, but he's like, you could tell he's enjoying it.
Oh yeah, he's eating that up.
He does such a good job with it, and like Obi-Wan was great. Ewan McGregor's great in it. It's bad, but it's like
it's good.
It's the best one out of those. You know, it's so funny. I always see people like say like Rogue One is the best Star Wars movie since Empire. I'm just like, I'm
a Rogue One apologist. I liked Rogue One a lot.
Rogue One apologist.
It's not the best. You know,
it's like I could see why people like it. I could see why they do. It is like the prequel that people wanted the prequels to be like.
Yes, 100%.
They wanted it to be dark. They wanted it to be shot like it looks like a real movie.
Yeah. Oh,
the prequels,
very cinematic.
Like cutscenes in video games from that era. Like you said, when they're walking down paths and like we have Instagram stories that look better when we put GIFs. on it.
Absolutely.
Like it looks just as good. And like. The little dancing gif. Right. It's like Obi-Wan dancing. Like it's like the same quality. Thousands of hours of CGI work.
Right.
I did this story in 1 second.
Basically.
It's hard to gauge.
Yeah.
I mean, Empire is the best one. Return and Star Wars kind of fight.
Sure.
And then
I'll buy that.
You know after that, it's like weird. It's like I can't just outright say. I refuse to say. I hate this movie, flat out. I find endearing moments in all the Star Wars movies. Return of the Jedi has great moments in it. It's just, it could have been, it's not paced as well as Empire.
It gets bogged down.
Too much, I keep saying?
Exposition movie. Absolutely.
And it just gets cheesier. And like I said, you could see, if you watch the prequels and you watch Return almost falls in that trap. It's like a weird, you could see the elements.
I could see that. The
acting quality and the way people talk to each other, as opposed to Empire.
Right.
It's like, let's sit down. I'm going to sit down and talk to you and tell you exposition. And
they always tell
filled with that.
Yeah, and they always tell people, show don't tell. Right. Like that's the cardinal rule.
But the problem with Return of the Jedi was this was the movie where everyone wanted to know everything.
Yeah.
This was the movie where we were supposed to find out
all the secrets.
So unfortunately, it turns into exposition. There is maybe more creative ways to do it and more fun ways to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a movie director. I don't know. But I just know I've seen exposition delivered in movies where it doesn't feel like it's exposition. It feels like it's dialogue.
I mean, maybe we can end on this. I think that this opening scene, like not the second, third, or fourth version, but where you meet Han Solo for the first time and he's shooting Greedo, you find out a ton of shit.
Well, the funny thing was they said Solo, the Solo movie.
Oh, yeah.
And they said, well, here's the Solo movie.
Right.
Hi, my name's Han Solo. I'm Captain Millennium Falcon. This is my co-pilot, Chewbacca.
Right.
Solo.
Yeah, that's it. The end. All right.
Would you like to know how I got the name Solo?
Mm-hmm.
Funny story.
Yeah.
I was escaping a weird lizard monster that lived in the water.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into that too much.
No.
And while I was escaping, and I went to a guy, and I was trying to enlist in the military or the Imperial Academy, and they asked me, "Who are you with?" Which is kind of a weird thing to say.
It is weird.
To, like, somebody enlisting. Like, if you go to, like, become a Marine, they're like, who are you with? I'm by myself. You're Solo!
Yeah.
That's the origin of the movie.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to do episode 7 next.
Yeah. What are we doing episode 7 next? We're going to do...
next week is going to be a different week.
Yes.
It's Democratic debates.
Right. We're going to do a political app.
Yep. But we'll do episode 7 within the weeks. I don't know what we're going to do after that as well. Because then we're going to do Last Jedi, everybody's favorite movie, The Last Jedi.
Right.
Because we're leading up to the rise of the Skywalker, the last part.
It's going to be amazing.
9-part saga.
Crazy.
Can't freaking wait. It's going to be...
it'll be good. It'll be good.
It will be a series of positive and negative emotions battling. Like, when Vader is struggling, do I save my son or help the evil monster man electrocuting him? That's how I'm going to watch Rise of Skywalker. Like, do I hate this movie? Do I love it?
Yeah. It'll feel like the last Avengers to me, I think. Like, in that kind of end of an era. I don't know. We'll find out soon enough.
Okay.
All right.
I'm Rob Israel.
I'm Joseph K.
You still going on about
that?
Thank you for listening to You Still Going On About That. Please like, comment, share, and if you haven't done already, please follow us on Instagram, YSGoat, Facebook, YSGoat, and Twitter, YSGoat. Thank you, and have a great day.